Yo, Flyers Penguins tonight. The rivalry takes the next step, and we got live reactions. So it's time to talk about it with us. Let's go.
Let's go. This ain't the fuck night. Oh, this game can heat stink.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live here on A2DRadio.com. I am Matt Sudi, along with the Darkwing Brian Daly.
What's going on?
And the broken one himself, Rob Povia.
44, ladies, that's me. Gonna get me some cold cuts today.
Nice.
We welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. And we are a couple of days removed from a brand new Super Bowl champion having been crowned. We are one day removed from Valentine's Day, where all the boyfriends and husbands of the world pretend they still love their wives. And we are here to bring you live reactions tonight to round 3 of the Penguins Flyers Battle of Pennsylvania for the 2021-22 season that has not gone the Flyers' way. Gentlemen, how are you feeling tonight?
Tired. Not gonna lie. Long week. Very long week for me.
I'm ready to get blasted. I'm gonna drink myself into a coma during the show.
Rob,
All right, then.
same, my brother. Same.
So while everyone is ready to go and prepped for their bender, just want to tell you guys about Body Check Wellness, our show sponsor. They are basically a line of products that use hemp, but they also have THC-free products as well. They're for dieting, they're for working out, they're for all kinds of stuff in life where, you just need to kind of get focused, you need to get centered, you just need to get on whatever task you need to get done. That's what these are for, and you can use the A2D code for 25% off of your order. And by the way, Riley Cote is the one who founded this, and he ain't going to steer you wrong. So definitely check it out, and give yourself a chance to get yourself going in the right direction too. Not like the Flyers, like go in a direction that is progressive, for you getting stuff done in life. All right, and today's poll question: the Flyers will defeat the Penguins at least once this season. Agree or disagree? Not winning the Battle of Pennsylvania, not necessarily winning anything but one game. Hell, you don't even need to win it by really any large margin. Just by an OT and by a fluke. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll see if you guys agree with this. Do you think that the Flyers will either win tonight or will get the victory in the last Battle of Pennsylvania game this season before it's all said and done?
Go ahead, Rob. You take it.
It won't be tonight, but I'm going to agree to this poll begrudgingly. Flyers haven't won a road game in 2022 yet. And I don't see that breaking tonight, but I can see Philly beating Pittsburgh in their last head-to-head matchup of the season back at the Well on April 24th, which is going to be the Flyers' fourth to last game of the season. The Pens, they should have their playoff seeding wrapped up by then, and the Flyers could look like a totally different team by then as well. Energized with lots of young players trying to make their mark for next season. So, like I said, I'm ready to numb the pain tonight and hope for better days tomorrow.
I'm going to agree to the poll. I think they're going to pull one out here tonight. They haven't exactly been playing terrible over the last few games. They got upset by Detroit, to be completely honest with you. I thought they probably should have won that game. But, the team over the last couple of games has shown a bit of resilience and shown some fight. I think if they can get an early lead tonight, if they can get the first goal and ride that wave, I think they can pull out the victory tonight. And with Casey DeSmith being in instead of Tristan Jarry, I like their chances a little bit more. But they definitely need to get the first goal. They need to keep the momentum on their side, and they can't let Crosby get into this game. Keep him off the score sheet. If they can do that, I absolutely like their chances.
And we've all got Jim and Fly in here, obviously our resident Penguins fan, saying if anyone has any guts, the Flyers are plus 350 on the money line tonight. So if you want to be a gambling degenerate, now's the time. And
it's a pretty safe bet, considering he's put 49 against the Flyers, the most versus any team in his career. And wouldn't it be apropos to get 50 and 500? It's just good math, right?
Yeah.
Fuck my life.
And then Betty says you're saying I went straight for the jugular. When do I not?
What's up, Benny? What's up, Jim?
What's up, Benny? By the way, the little logo that you see on the side of Benny's Nation, that is for A2D memberships. And they do have some benefits for you. So if you want to shell out $9.99 a month, you can get members-only streams, shout-outs, and weekly sports picks from the Money Pot Podcast and Willie Vegas. And listen, Money Pot and Willie, the Vegas, they're not going to steer you wrong. They know what they're talking about. Not just for football, for anything. So listen to them. Take a few of their ideals and their bets, throw them out there, and you'll be getting paid to be an A2D member, really, at the end of the day. So that $9.99 goes away really quickly once you realize all the benefits.
As long as you're smart and you listen to them. And real quick before we continue on here, first comment tonight brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located at 6700 Mill Creek Ave in Levittown, PA. Use the promo code A2D, save yourself 10% on your order whenever you dine in, takeout, or online. If you do order online, go to Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com.
That's right. That is right. All right, then. So, as for my answer to the question, I think the Flyers I'll agree. I think the Flyers will get at least one win on them. That's usually how it works. Very rarely do either team sweep the other one in the Battle of Pennsylvania, even if the other team is doing miserably. They usually get at least one win on the other team before it's all said and done. So I can see the Flyers getting at least one win on the Pens before it's over for the season. Will it be tonight or will it be in April like you were talking, Robbie? I'm not sure, but we'll find out soon enough. Anyway.
I'm surprised that I thought I was going to be the only one. I thought I was going to be the contrarian hot take guy, but apparently not. And I get what you're saying, Maddie, that no matter how the teams are flowing at the given time, they get up for this game. And you want to beat that team no matter, if they're down the standings or not right now, which be the case. But I don't know, man. Pittsburgh's very strong, defeating Father Time. I thought, just like Brady, I thought it was undefeated, but apparently now this is 2 on its ledger as we get the game started here tonight. But I don't know. I'm surprised that you boys agree because Pittsburgh's running hot right now, severely scalding.
Well, they are right now, but I mean, come April, who knows? They could be. I mean, I'm not saying that they'll be like ice cold, and yes, that was meant to be a pun. But at the end of the day, I think who knows? Pittsburgh could be, losing a few more games than they should, and maybe they're not, a little shaky at times, but who knows what April's going to bring us, honestly. Yeah, good chance there for the Flyers. Almost a good chance for the Penguins. They finally realized that the net is off his moorings, or the refs wanted to give the Flyers a chance because the Penguins knocked it off.
I think Pittsburgh was sitting back there a little bit surprised that they didn't blow the whistle, but as they were moving out of the zone, the refs do not have to blow the whistle there if it doesn't have a direct impact on the game. I mean, had Pittsburgh kept it in the offensive zone, then they whistle it down. But you allowed that other team to get that offensive drive that they would have because it was themselves, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who knocked the net off its moorings.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll give it to you. It depends on how bad the net comes off. If they can do it while the rush is going the other way,
Right.
They'll allow the play to continue, and the ref and whoever the goaltender is like that's not huge, so they can just pop it back in there. And you saw Jake Gensel kind of doing that already.
I mean, similar to a player being down injured too. If it doesn't have a
Mhm.
direct impact on the play, they'll let it go to allow that offensive rush.
Yep, absolutely. And plus, depending on it all depends on the severity of everything too. So
Jim is saying, Crosby's getting hashtag 500 tonight. I would be surprised if he doesn't, since, just like the Flyers get up for their matchups against the Penguins get up for their matchups against the Flyers. And Crosby does like playing the Flyers. He has scored more than anyone else has against the Flyers. And that's a lot. That's impressive in terms of the Penguins club, because you have to talk about guys like Lemieux and Yager in their prime, and that's an impressive feat to accomplish. Plus, also guys on his own team like Malkin and such. But he seems to be the guy that stands out in terms of scoring goals against the Flyers, the bastard. But anyway, he also says, curious, what do you guys think Giroux is going to do? Stay or go? He's going to go. We'll talk about that more in the intermission, but yeah, he's going to go.
yeah, I mean, there's already reports out there saying that he's already officially asked for the trade, and the one team name that being linked, and we'll get, like Maddie said, we'll get more into it a little bit later on in the show here. Is the main team being linked to Giroux right now is Colorado, so there could be a nice little hole coming the Flyers' way for Claude Giroux there.
I don't know if he asked for a trade per se. I think he basically named teams he'd be willing to waive his no movement clause to. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what the organization has to do. But like you said, we'll get into that. Let's talk about the positives. That's the Flyers hopefully scoring the first goal, have a massive better record when they score the first goal versus getting down 0-1.
Yeah, which is memorable this year for the Flyers getting the first one.
Hey, far between.
Yeah. And Pete's saying, yo, fam, what's up, Pete?
What's going on, Pete?
Saying, disagree to the poll. And we got this guy named Frank Vespi. I don't know. He sounds, I don't like the look of him. He's saying, I disagree, sadly.
It's a shitty character, that Frank Vespi.
Yeah, something's off about him. Anyway, so right now, not really a feeling out process. I just don't think. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, chance, and no go.
Hopped off the heel of his stick. Tough pass though. There, that saucer pass through the middle.
Yeah,
you
gotta like it though. They're winning battles.
Yeah.
That's one thing that, despite the 2 losses against Detroit, you're seeing them, having a better compete level and trying to win some battles. And you see it'll leave it a little bit more tonight because it's Flyers Pens.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those things where you got to gear up against your big rival. What are you supposed to do? But Flyers have had some good chances.
Ratcliffe did make a good pass there to Frost. Frost has to do a better job of corralling that and making sure he gets that puck on net there.
Fair point.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll get another go of it and they'll make it work next time. But so far, though, I mean, the Pens had a couple of scary moments in the Flyers end, but the Flyers themselves have had a couple of scary moments. So it's been actually rather even so far. We'll see as this period goes along.
I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be the Pens that were going to come out in the first 5 minutes and put a barrage of starts on Carter Hart, but it's been the opposite way around. And the Flyers, to their credit, are now allowing them to stay in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I mean they're doing a good job at picking up some loose pucks there and finding the open guy, not really rushing anything, not really forcing anything either, as there's a sloppy play right there by somebody. I couldn't tell who it was. But yeah, I mean they're pressuring, they're forechecking a little bit. They're definitely putting the pressure on the back check, so they're not really allowing the Penguins to really set up and really take the quality shots that we know that the Penguins can take and create some scoring chances.
Let's see here. So, Flyers do get a turnover. However, though, the ref gets in the way of the puck at the blue line.
Yeah, unfortunately, that'll happen from time to time.
How about the ref taking a seat last game? Oh,
Yeah.
he was playing better defense than the Flyers were.
Pretty much.
Way to take the body, Zebra.
Yeah, don't get any NFL fans started on referees. That'll be
Wow.
that'll
I'm
be a
surprised
long
no call on
conversation.
tripping there
Yeah.
from Van Riemsdyk in the middle.
Oh, well, we got a call coming up now.
Oh, they called it the other way? Wow. Interesting. I'd have been away from the puck then.
We got Chuck saying, gentlemen. What's up, Chucks?
Oh,
It's going to be slashing on Malkin. And, oh, yeah, there it is. It's a quick slash that he put out there.
Mm-hmm.
right on Konechny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see this one in live because you guys gave me the heads up on it. I'm like half an hour behind you guys.
Half hour behind. That's a little excessive, but okay. Anthony, what's up?
When am I not over-exaggerating?
Oh, yeah, good point. Anthony's
Yager
saying
played tonight.
he's Yager playing tonight. No.
I was just seeing Yogs watching some old film the
Happy
other day
birthday,
back in
Yogs, by the way,
2012.
turning 50 today.
Yeah. It's still playing. Still going strong.
Yeah, I saw a clip earlier today on IG. It was like, he's like, my name is Jaromir Jagr, and I'm a right winger for the Boston Bruins. My favorite player growing up, Jaromir Jagr.
Oh, that is well done.
It's Jagr being Jagr. Raska, congratulations on your Rams, bro. Nobody's saying anything about Sean McVay retiring. He's my age. Stop it. Aaron Donald will stay.
Your entries suck!
The Flyers power play, as usual, living up to expectation.
Facts, Rob. Facts.
They got finesse guys with poor puck handling skills and not enough size to, man, the opposition off the puck. I mean, disgusting.
Oh, well.
Honestly.
Well, so far, normal. Normal play from the Flyers here. Nothing drastically has changed from the first half to the second half.
Kudos to Keith Yandel for getting his first goal of the season as a Flyer. I had to double check that. I'm like, really? February? Excellent. Just to give you an idea, the Pittsburgh Penguins have gotten 115 points from their defensemen this season. You know how much points the Flyers have gotten from their defensemen? In the 60s. I'm going to save you the effort.
That's actually even higher than I thought, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
wait, who's on the power play here? Is it the Penguins or is it the Flyers?
Good question.
Flyers.
It's supposed to be the Flyers, but you'd be mistaken for not knowing that.
I mean, considering Jeff Carter just had a ton of great chances, a couple great chances right there.
Well, you could thank Keith Yandel for turning the puck over, as he normally does. So, yeah.
Well, in his defense, he never actually had possession and went between his legs. So,
yeah. Either way, though, if you really want to, if you're feeling down on your offense, don't worry. If you got the Flyers on your schedule, everything will be okay. Trust me. Let's see here. Tried to get that in, but waited a little bit too long. Letang was able to get back and stop that pass.
I mean, other than those shorthanded opportunities, the Penguins' offense has looked out of sync tonight so far.
a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they didn't score 5 seconds in, so yeah, they definitely have to be.
I got a 2-on-1 here. Looks like it's Willem and Bunneman. Marcus Pettersson is a very underrated, underappreciated defenseman for the Penguins.
Agreed.
He did a good job really isolating Willem on that 2-on-1, not allowing him to have a really good clean pass opportunity. He didn't even give him an opportunity to really take a shot off. It would have been a backhand along the goal line. That was more than likely not going in.
We got Anthony chiming in. Flyers power play has more expectations than Ben Simmons playing against the Sixers and taking a shot.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You know what's funny though? Now that he's a net, now that he's actually played, he's probably go figure. He's gonna probably put up like 45 against the Sixers. Knock on wood.
You know what the funny part is too? I love how apparently he came out saying he had some mental issues that was going on, and that's why he wasn't able to perform. It's like,
No, he didn't.
if you really had mental issues, you should have stepped away from the game. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude.
Yo, Benny, I really am that far behind though. I really am though. That's the funny part.
God bless ESPN Plus.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
That's comment of the night so far.
Yes.
And you think I overreacted how I overreacted how far behind I am.
But he's saying Roscoe is more
what the fuck is he talking about? That happened like 5 minutes ago. Why?
Basically saying Roscoe is more excited that next year he will finally hear the Yotes will announce a sellout. I don't know. Even the Yotes might have a hard time filling a 4,000 seat. Yeah, that's a lot of expectations there on the Yotes there. If they do manage to get a sellout, though, then I think they should make a banner for it. Be like, we actually had a sellout in our existence.
But so far in this period, I like the effort. The effort's there. You know, they're skating with them. I want to see a little bit more physicality as the period tends to go on, and I want to see them take more shots. I think they're being a little too pass happy right now, playing with a little too safe with the puck. Throw pucks to Casey DeSmith. Just throw them at him. Throw him at him. He's going to give up a fat rebound at some point and then just have somebody crash the net. That's when I think they tend to have the best chances at scoring and create the best chances is when they crash the net. And they don't do that enough. They just try too much to snipe it and just crash the net. Get to dirty goals. Get in the dirty areas.
You're talking about a backup goaltender here that's giving up 3 goals a game, saves about 90% of his shots, so he's beatable.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Ant, what's good, bro?
Hey, Ant, what's going on, brother? He's saying, what's up, guys? Hopefully we just keep on losing and get a top 5 pick this year. Also, next year's draft is supposed to be real good, so I'm hoping we can get a first-round pick in 2023. Draft for Giroux and possibly another first-round 2023 pick for Risto. Stock up.
Well, Verso just got put on the IR, so hopefully it's not a long-term thing, and they can still be able to move him before the trade deadline. But yeah, next year's draft is going to be good. Connor Bedard is a gem, and they have another kid coming out in the draft that's supposed to be really good too from Russia. I'm blanking on the kid's name. He's putting up better numbers than Ovechkin did. The kid, I believe, is only 16 years old. So he's eligible for next year's draft. Kid's a stud. Both of them. Connor Bedard is like Shane Shane Wright. He's a franchise changer. He's an absolute game changer of a player. And this kid might actually be better than Shane Wright. Yeah. Connor Bedard might actually be better than Shane Wright.
Yeah, now it's what you're going to have to go for because you can get, a future pick for 2023, right, and draft that young man. But whoever, for all the people that are saying tank and get a high draft pick this year, you're forgetting something. The Flyers don't have a first-round pick. Now you're saying, oh, well, they could trade. They'll get a first-round pick with, one of these veteran, trade deadline deal moves. Problem is that pick is conditional on how that team does, not the Flyers. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Right? So you can't even get into that lottery, which doesn't even guarantee you, that number 1 overall pick. So I and certainly in talks with the Colorado Avalanche, that's what they're focusing on. I think the reason why a deal hasn't been done with the Avs already, because Flyer scouts have been out there checking out the prospects. They want to get an NHL ready player right now, a prospect, and future picks for 2023 and beyond which I think is a smart move here, right? And you get, and I think it's over the young prospect that they're stammering on that deal. But in the end, I think that deal gets done sooner than later. But we'll get into that more later.
Wait, they gave up the 2022 first for Bristol?
No.
I thought it was the first round pick from last year.
It was last year's draft. We gave up because we still have ours for this year. We gave up our second pick in an Arizona deal for Goss to spare. So we don't have our second rounder. We still have our first though.
My mistake. Sorry. Too many of these already.
But I mean, the same argument still applies. You're not guaranteed a top 5 pick. You're not guaranteed even if you finish dead last in the league, you're not guaranteed the number 1 overall. It just has Detroit, but it pays off because they got Lucas Raymond. But I mean, the argument still applies. If they get a first from Colorado, it's going to be a bottom end pick. So you're gonna get a bottom 5 pick in that,
right?
For that first rounder. So yeah, you might still get your 2 first round picks, which is great. And this is going to be a solid draft. It's not going to be a bad draft at all.
Right. I would still play for the next draft. That's still that I don't want to skim it. That's the main point.
Absolutely. And that's a valid point there, because obviously even the organization stated we're looking towards next season. So it's like, all right, well, now that you've pretty much given up for this season, which honestly, after the first half the Flyers had, I'm not surprised. Oh, damn. Someone on the Penguins just took a puck up high. I'm not sure. Who was it that took that puck?
I don't know. Give me about 25 minutes. I got you.
It was Dumoulin. He took it in the helmet, but he seems okay, though. It looks like it hit him in the helmet.
Brian Thomas, what's going on? I see you over on the YouTube chat. Bryce, what's going on, Bryce?
What's up, Brian? Bryce, brother.
What's up, baby?
And Ted, what's going on, man? Saying top 5. It's first overall or bust paying for Shane Connor Bedard. Good name.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Shane Wright. Yeah, he's a franchise changer, but there's some good guys in this top 10 that can really help this team out. They just have to get a pure goal scorer. I think Jacob Perreault could have been really good for the Flyers, and would probably have a better opportunity right now than he does in Anaheim. But then again, Anaheim's also going to move a bunch of contracts too to make some room. But I mean, Flyers have a bunch of playmakers, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but they don't have a goal scorer.
Yeah, right now it's just a problem. Go ahead,
Brian. Can I interest you in a JVR or Justin Braun?
No, you cannot.
It was worth a shot.
Oh my god, that's
funny. No, I wanted Jacob Perreault, you bastard.
You know what we need to do? We need to get Brian We need to get Brian piss face drunk so that way he would accept one of these trades. And then he'll wake up the next day from a blackout and be like, what the fuck did I do?
Wait, did I become the GM of the Ducks and nobody told me?
Yes. Congratulations.
Man. What a job.
Wow, it's a gold medal game for the ladies already. Wow.
I know.
Tomorrow night at 11. Wow.
But congratulations.
The men's
again.
US game, the men's US game, gold medal game against Canada is coming up real soon too.
Well,
we were probably about to say the same thing, so go for it.
Probably not. I was just going to say that I was stunned by the U.S. being as young as they are, going as well as they are going. Without any of the pros, they're making it work. You know what I mean? And I'm impressed by them.
3-0 in the qualifying round. Got that bye into the medal round. So definitely. Hopefully it'll come down to USA and Canada, because it looks like they handled them pretty well. A Canadian team led by former NHLer Eric Stahl. And this is a bunch of college kids playing. It's why another reason why I didn't half mind the NHL not going, because to me, that's what it's all about. 1980, that type of team. You know what I mean? When you can triumph that, you don't have to have your best talent out there. You have to have the best team out there.
Absolutely. 1,000% agree with you, Rob. And that's kind of why I'm okay with the NHL players never going back. I mean, you can get some of the guys that have retired or maybe some AHL players, but the Olympics was built for amateur athletes. That's the origin of the Olympics. Amateur athletes.
Yeah.
Sorry, is the NHL amateurs? I'm pretty sure they're professionals.
Yeah. There's some amateurs on this Philadelphia Flyers team.
I was going to say, maybe the Flyers are an
using
amateur hockey team, but
different context.
Jim's saying, not sure about those Russian players. Remember a few years ago that number 1 pick, Nail Yakupov? Well, yeah, that was not a that was a win for the Oilers.
Nail Yakupov had a massive drug issue too, so that didn't really help his cause. But he went back and played in the KHL for a little bit. When he came back to the NHL, he was all right. I mean, he had a solid season
he couldn't stay away from the hookers and the blow out there in the KHL. It was too much for him.
Well, when he came back to the NHL, he came back to Colorado, and he was solid in Colorado. He wasn't the guy that you expect him to be, but he was a solid player. But you got to remember, like, this kid I'm talking about is playing like at an Ovechkin level. Nail Yakupov never hit that level. German Rupstov never hit that level. What's up, Jesse? This dude is putting up bigger numbers than Ovechkin. Bigger numbers than Ovechkin. And he put up massive numbers. Massive numbers. Here, let me get him. Let me look him up real quick.
Go for it.
Let me look him up real quick.
I'm just saying hi to the fellas. Don, you might have missed my fist wave at you earlier for that sweep. Good on you boys, though. What up, Benny's Nation, obviously chiming in. We got Jesse Davis up in the house saying fuck the Flyers. And
what's up, Jesse?
Too. Yeah, what's up, Jess? Roska going JVR to the Coyotes, please. That's fine. I'm good with that.
Hey man, that's exactly where Midvai Michkov, I think that's the kid's name. I know it's Michkov because he's a right winger. Close that stupid ad. Go away. All right, so I'm on eliteprospects.com right now. Come on, go down faster.
Yeah, baby. Is that Jay? She's celebrating like it's a goal. You'll see it after the next Sex and the City remake gets put out there.
Heard.
Brian.
Oh, look at that. The end credits are rolling for it. All right, so 2018, 2019, this kid in Russia under 16 put up 10 points in 7 games. Yeah, it was Jay. 2019, 2020 for the Locomotive 2004 under 16. This kid put up 109 points in 26 games.
Damn.
So apparently Claude Giroux still sucks. He just scored a goal.
Raising that trade value. Raising that trade value.
Sniper up in the corner.
Yeah, that's
glove high.
It's a hell of a thing when you get to see Giroux do it. Unfortunately, what it will be for probably one last time against the Penguins and a Flyers jersey. But hey, we'll take it.
He's also gone on to do. I mean, this kid is easily going to be a point per game player in the NHL. For St. Petersburg in 2020, 2021, Michkov put up 16 points in 7 games. And this season in St. Petersburg in 12 games, he's put up 23 points. This kid can score. 70 goals, 39 assists in 2019, 2020 in the 109-point season. So he put up 70 goals there, 35 goals in St. Petersburg, 11 goals in St. Petersburg this year. And they answered right back.
Yeah, they did because Bunneman did not get his man properly. And a tip in right in over Hart. So
what is that dude wearing? The
Well,
hell
I
was
mean, the
that?
defense is just so shorthanded with Ellis being out. We'll get into him in a bit in the intermission, and like Brian said, Risto being put on IR today.
Yeah.
Flyers trying to answer right back.
Oh no, I'm still in the replays. Bunneman just got beat. Bunneman just got beat by Simon. He just snuck around him. Let's see Don in there. Anson there. We already talked to Ant. Raska, keep dreaming. Lucas Raymond and Sider is not coming to Anaheim.
Anson, any chance Briere takes over for Fletcher as soon as this season is over and he picks the coach, or does Fletcher get at least another full year? I think Fletcher gets another year.
Yeah, I mean they're just trying to acclimate him. By the way, I'm wearing the Danny B Winter Classic
Nice.
in honor of it being back with the organization here, But I mean, for any possibility of that, he's got, this is his first dipping his toe into the deep end of the front office. So to promote him right now, it would be premature.
No, I agree. I mean, let's be real. I don't think you could really blame Fletcher for how this team is playing, because he put a good team together. You want to blame AV? Yeah, I can accept that. You want to blame Yao? Yeah, I can accept that as well. But you also got to remember, Hayes hasn't really been healthy all year. Ellis hasn't been healthy all year. Cooch is out for the rest of the season. So that's 3 big names in your lineup that's not playing. So this team isn't 100%, but his draft picks seem to be hitting better than Hextall's has. You can't really predict injuries either, which kind of sucks as well.
Yeah, you can't. But you know what? I mean, it's a reason, but I'm sick of giving that as an excuse, because the Penguins have been hurt a lot this year as well, including all the way up to the food chain to Crosby. And, it hasn't stopped them from skyrocketing in the first place. 68 points on the season?
No, you bring up a fair point, but you also got to remember, Pittsburgh is a lot deeper than the Flyers are. They've got a lot more playmakers, and they've made better moves, which I still don't understand how Fletcher hasn't really made a move yet, knowing that he's lost Cooch for the year. He can go get a rental. Ellis is for a year. Again, you can go get a rental.
He's given up. He's said it himself. We're focused on next year. So
and that's fine, but at this point, that's fine because it's February. You got a month, maybe 2 months left of the year. That's fine to give up now, but I'm talking earlier in the season when you knew you were already having injury issues.
Yeah, okay,
and you were in the fight, and you were in the fight.
No, you may. Okay, yeah, I got you on that one. By the way, Kevin's saying, "Hey, what's up, Kev?"
What's up, Kev? Haven't talked to you in a while.
But Jesse did go on to say, Danny B on his press sounded like he was upset with the organization. It didn't sound like the typical BS you hear. I mean, I hope. Here's what, again, if it winds up being where Danny replaces Fletcher, I'm not going to say that we're in the best of hands. I'm just going to say I hope for the best. But I unfortunately expect the worst. I hate to say that, only because Danny's inexperienced. That's my only concern. Now, yes, that's kind of pegging him for failure right off the bat, and I can admit that. But unfortunately, there hasn't been a great precedent being set in the last few seasons. So unfortunately, it's kind of tainted my belief in the Flyers GM choices. But who knows?
Here's the thing, though. Going into next year, you put Fletcher on the hot seat.
You do.
You give him the start of next year. I'm not necessarily saying that he has to be the GM next year, but you give him you let him make the moves in the offseason. You give him a couple months into the next season, depending on what plan they decide to go down. If they say we're gonna compete and you're not competing, let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. Cut ties with him. But Danny B is not ready to even be remotely close to taking a GM role.
Because he hasn't even had it on a minor team. He's never had a GM role before.
Exactly. He's new to the role. So why are you gonna throw him to the wolves and do what? That's not gonna do anything. That could possibly make this team even worse. But yeah, I mean at this point, you bring in Danny B. His presser didn't sound great. He definitely is definitely upset.
Well, there it is, ladies and gents. Crosby just got his 500th on a power play goal there. And now it's 2-1 Pittsburgh. Well, can't say that much has changed.
Thank God I was looking the fuck down. Motherfucker.
Hang on, I'm still looking.
Good on him, though.
Yeah, massive congrats to Crosby. Oh, my God. Yeah, I was... He just
10% of his
sniped that
goals
corner.
have come against the Philadelphia Flyers. That's crazy, too.
Yeah, I know. That's nuts.
Great for Crosby.
Ooh.
Congratulations to him. He's definitely earned it. He's definitely earned it. Yeah, you guys got Tyler Toffoli. You gave up a lot more than I thought you were going to give up to have to get a guy like him. What's up, Dylan?
Yeah, Hart had it too. It just went off his glove. Ooh, that's a tough one to give up.
He sniped it. He just absolutely just roofed it. Great. That was a great play. A great pass by Malkin.
It was. It was.
Oh, maybe he didn't roof it.
No, I don't think he roofed. I think it hit off of Carter's glove and it went into the net. So Hart had it. He just couldn't squeeze it.
Yeah, that's one he wants back.
Yeah.
You can tell by his reaction.
That's a tough one to give up. But to be fair, that pass was a really good pass, and it's hard to get set up in time. Nonetheless, though, I mean, you know what? It's a good thing it happened because now that Crosby's got his 500th, you could start to maybe, I don't know, tie the game up and then end the first period with a tie game, you know, because game's not over just because Crosby got his 500th, you know. So at least that's out of the way. You know what I mean?
Get it away, get it out of the way now, rather than being a game winner. I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Benny, agreed. It was a total bad goal. You could tell that by the way that Carter Hart reacted to it. He thought it went somewhere else. He didn't know it went in the back of the net. Usually you can tell by their reaction whether or not they know it went in or not.
And then he does go on to say, if this is rebuild, how do you accurately judge Chuck? Well, the thing is, Chuck really didn't even start the rebuild. It was Hextall who started the rebuild. And now, in my opinion, I think we need to rebuild from a rebuild, but that's just me. As for Fletcher, he's drafted Cam York and he drafted Nolan Patrick. And those are the only two that are the first rounders so far that he's drafted. So, yeah, in terms of a rebuild, I don't really know if you could judge Chuck on that. You could judge Chuck more on all the other moves he made in the offseason and trades he's made. Those are where you can, and his offseason acquisitions and signings. That's where you could judge Chuck more on.
Yeah, Flyers just need to answer. They need to get some pressure. They don't even necessarily need to get a goal, but they need to make sure that they get the momentum back on their side before the end of the period. So just get buzzing, get some shots on net.
Oh, they got one in on behind to Smith, but it must have hit the post.
It did.
They did almost just answer it right back. That would have been great because it would have taken the crowd right out of it.
Wow. Mario Lemieux had 60 goals against the New York Rangers.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me, though, because...
Oh, yeah, it hit the inside of the post. Oh,
I know. It was
and everything went off, too.
So close. Dylan, first rounder and a fifth, has been struggling prospect who the Flames got when the Bennett trade and Tyler Bum-ass Pitlick. Toffoli has 2 more years, $4.25 million, which is a steal contract for 30 goals a year scorer.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I get it. I don't think I would have given up that much to get Tyler Toffoli.
I get it, but I think what the key thing is, though, is Brian, is that the Habs don't retain any of the salary. You know what I mean? And I think, and you know, this deal works in a tight cap world.
No, I mean, I get it. And I didn't realize that the Habs didn't retain any of his salary. Usually on deals like that, especially on a team that's trying to make moves to free up some space for some young cats, usually you see some kind of retention. But to see that they weren't retaining anything else, that was a little bit of a shocker.
Right, exactly. It's very unusual, but that's why, they get a 2022 first round draft choice, which is going to be a top 10 protected, and a 2024 fifth round pick, along with Toffoli, along with Pitlick and Hyman, who's a fine prospect, but the key thing is you're getting, I think it's a second season in a 4-year deal, a 17 million 4-year deal for Toffoli. So you're getting that off the books, so Montreal can rebuild better.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna give Marty St. Louis his team, and I think Marty wants a younger team, but he also, I know he's the type, he loves that veteran leadership aspect of it. At least that's what he was. That's from what I've heard is what he's looking for as a coach. But to see him go, I don't think St. Louis was happy with it. But it's a move that had to be made. I mean, Montreal's struggling, and Toffoli's a good player, and I didn't expect to see a deal like that. And like I said, Tyler Toffoli, I think, is a player who has, I don't want to necessarily say struggled since leaving LA, but he had a really good one. I want to say he had one really good year in Vancouver. And then where did he go after Vancouver? Is that when he went to the Habs?
I think he went to the Habs from them.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good season last year.
Yep.
He had a good season last year, so that's something to. I mean, I think the Foley trade was really good for Calgary, because you're getting, like Dylan said, you're getting a 30-goal scorer. Again, I just thought the price tag was a little too much.
So, Don, what's up, man? He says it's crazy. The Flyers were just in the playoffs. Now y'all talking about rebuild. That's
I don't necessarily think there needs to be a rebuild. I think they just need to get some of these bad contracts off their books, and I think there's just a couple toxic players in the locker room. They just need to get that culture back.
I mean, even the playoff, making the playoffs 2 years ago, it was just they got on that nice run, that nice early, not early season, but early year run, leading into, the COVID pause. Right. And a lot of things were going the right way. The chips were falling perfectly. But this is a team that's mentally weak, that they get down and you just see the quit. And teams like this, no matter what fan base you are watching the show, you could recognize when a team just does not believe they can win the game. And you see it. You just see it every flipping game. So when I see that, no matter what talent level there's in there, there's got to be a rebuild. But you can rebuild from parts you already have. And I think that ties in more with Brian's point, that there's a lot of quality youth in this system that could come up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's just, they're not in a horrible shape. Are they in great shape? No. But again, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's a bunch of, like Jim's saying the same thing. It's just a bunch of bad contracts and maybe some piss poor attitudes and bad personalities in the locker room. And maybe you just got to get them out.
Well, what a surprise.
Again, it's a culture issue, I think. It's not a team issue. I think it's a culture issue.
Well, what a surprise. The Flyers buried themselves under bad contracts. They've never done that before.
Well, even when they did, even in the past when they did it, they still had good players. They had leader type players in that locker room, even with those bad contracts. This is a complete opposite. It's bad contracts and toxic players. That builds for a bad culture in the locker room, and this is why you're seeing certain players perform, and you're seeing some other guys being lackadaisical. Drew's probably the most consistent player on that roster, and then who's the guys who consistently bring it every night? Zach McEwen, Scott Lawton.
I throw Cam Atkinson on that list.
We could definitely throw on that list.
And the only one who's above third line is Cam Atkinson on that, by the way. So
But that fourth line is doing their job. That fourth line is being that energy line. Not Couturier. I mean, Couturier being hurt hurts the entire roster, the entire lineup, because you lose a 200-foot player. But when Hayes is in there, Hayes has been anywhere else this year, which is understandable considering what he and his family are going through. Ellis hasn't been 100%. I mean, there's guys on this roster that just don't try. TK, a 24-goal scorer a couple years ago. He has 8 on the year, and we're in February.
He's a complete fucking failure.
8 in February.
Complete failure of a player.
Don, that's 1. I could see it being 1 to your question. Who's toxic?
Who's
DK.
toxic? Yeah.
I think JVR.
For Dylan, who said that Carter's seems notorious for giving up bad goals. Last year he was, because he was just mentally not in the right spot. This year, yeah, that was a bad goal he gave up to Crosby, but he hasn't. It's been mostly the defense just leaving his ass out to dry 9 times out of 10 and fucking him over every single fucking time.
But, I mean, every goaltender is going to give up some bad ones. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, to Maddie's point, it's not – the defense doesn't help. But, yeah, I mean – yeah, he gives up some bad ones. It happens. It is what it is. But the difference between some of these other teams and their goaltending giving up bad goals, these guys go out there and some of these other teams, they actually respond to these bad goals. That's something that the Flyers don't do.
Yeah.
That hurts. But yeah, I think JVR is toxic in the locker room. I think who are we talking about? TK's been toxic in the locker room.
Trevor from the 203. So, are the Flyers still a dumpster fire? That's a very bold thing to say, I think, but highly accurate.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the love there at the end. Love the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe. We go live every Tuesday, same time, and most of the time we get a live reaction show, so that's always fun.
Yeah, and Jaron says the trade deadline is a month away, but I'll ask anyway. If y'all were the GM of the Flyers, who would y'all want to trade for, and which current Flyer do you want to get rid of? Love the channel. Well, before we dive into that, give our first period sponsor, since the first period has ended, and it is 2-1 Penguins off of Crosby's 500th goal. So against that. So first period sponsor, if you are looking to buy or sell a home, or you have a change in career and brokerage, you want to do things like that right, because those are big steps in life. And Alan Foy is the one that you want to contact. You can find him at eXp Realty LLC, and you can give him a call at 302-682-8820, or visit him at the web at alan.foy@exprealty.com. So make sure that you make that step right. Go to Alan Foy for it. All right, then. So on to answering the comment here from Jaron. Well, one of the Flyers I would absolutely get rid of is Hayes. That's right off the bat. I've been wanting to get rid of Hayes since I saw his contract. Moving on. Besides Hayes, I would also take a real good long look of getting rid of Konechny. Travis Sanheim as well. They did not pan out, unfortunately. And those are a few of the Flyers that I would look towards getting rid of. G doesn't count because he's probably going this year, so that's not really a legitimate choice there, in my opinion. JVR, definitely another one that I would look at trying to offload as soon as possible. Let me think. Other players I would probably look to get rid of.
I mean, realistically, I'm looking at G.
Well, G's already, he's going. So, I mean, that's already
no guarantee that he's going. There's no guarantee that he's going.
I mean, he's already given a list of teams. I think they'll figure something out.
But that doesn't guarantee a deal gets done. How many times have we seen that before? Maybe not necessarily with the Flyers, but how many big name players, elite level players, have sat there and give, here's my list, and how many of them have been moved? Probably more often than not, but still, there's no guarantees.
Yeah, I
The
got you, but go ahead,
The
Rob.
Flyers really want Alex Newhook, and the Avs do not want to give him up, so that could trip up that deal.
It could.
I hate to your point, Brian. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean, a deal might not get done. It's a possibility that might just happen. But G's a free agent anyway, so would you rather get something for him? Yeah, absolutely. But G, Brawny, I could see Marty Jones going.
Yeah, I'm glad he threw Justin Braun in because I think he could help. A Stanley Cup contender. That's like a one defenseman away from having a solid blue line. You know what I mean? He can come in. He's experienced. He has playoff experience. So, I think that would be a viable asset. And he has played well, filling in for Ellis on the top pairing a lot for a majority of the season.
No, absolutely. There's one other name. I mean, Hayes probably isn't going anywhere. He actually likes it here, and he's got a full no movement clause, so he'd have to give a list, and he can't give a list right now because he's hurt.
Right.
Risto is another one I could see moving as much as I'd like him here, and I think he's been a little rejuvenated. Yeah, Trev literally, as I was saying this, said that he's on the IR. So
yeah, the IR hurts any potential deal, and I'm kind of glad that it does. I'm glad that it does, Trevor, because I would like to keep him because just those type of defensemen don't grow on trees, and if you keep him, you make giving up that first round pick, to my earlier point, worth it more. You know what I mean? If he's part of your building for the future. He's 27 years old. He's not old. You know what I mean? And he's been relatively healthy in his career before this.
Yeah, and he's the leader on the blue line. He plays and leads by example. You may not see him being vocal, but the way he plays his game.
Well, you don't need to be vocal.
There's nobody else on the defense that plays a similar game. It's like it's Risto, and that's it. Braun can be a little physical, but not like Risto can. Right. Yandel, I can't wait to get him off the books. Honestly, I was excited when they brought him in, and
weren't we all?
Performed.
Weren't we all?
Yeah, he gone.
He's only got 1 year anyway, so it's not like the Flyers are going to sign him back. So,
Trev, no, I would not move Cam. I would not move Cam. I would not move. I probably wouldn't move Provy yet. I would listen to some offers and see what comes in. Whether or not I pull the trigger on it, we'll see.
You got Tom Hetrick saying, "I'm hyped to see how Jack Eichel looks tomorrow."
What's up, Tom? As a Pacific West Coast fan, I'm not so excited. But I'm happy he's back, though. I'm happy he's back. I hope he can get back to that elite level.
Vegas better hope and pray to God he works out, because at the end of the day, it's like you guys are starting to get a little bit more towards land every year that you don't win that cup. So he better be the thing that tips the scale in your favor. So you finally get out of
I can't wait for that game either, Dylan. It's going to be a really good game, although I'm a little nervous on Anaheim. They've had one game since coming back from the All-Star break. They did win that game, though? No, they didn't. They lost to the Kraken. Never mind. A little nervous. Sorry.
Dylan saying, watch the Sabers games and seeing Haig turn the puck over in his own zone and give up goals is deja vu.
Absolutely, Dylan. Absolutely.
Dylan all said, I hope Vegas misses the playoffs since Eichel didn't come to Calgary.
Well, I mean, it'll be good for the league, though. I mean, he's a superstar player. You know what I mean? And in a new setting, maybe, now a healthy body, healthy neck, you can see that electric player that got drafted.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing that makes this worth watching is because at some point Vegas is going to have to start selling off pieces, because once the cap goes back, they're going to be in trouble. I mean, they're almost in trouble now, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them move a couple pieces. I wouldn't be surprised to see them move a couple pieces at the deadline, just to kind of give themselves a little bit of cushion. Now that he's coming off the LTIR, so they're gonna have to worry about that and his massive hit. Trev, absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. Just to get that atmosphere in Florida. These Panthers fans, they may not show up when they're bad, but they know how to throw on a little bit of a party down there.
If you're
going to go see too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're having their best season ever right now. And yeah, if you're down in the Sunrise, Miami area, definitely go. If you're in the Philly area, no, I'm not. I'm actually going to tell you not to go to a Flyers game. Don't waste your fucking money. Comcast doesn't fucking deserve for the shit they've pulled here. But anyway,
46th player in NHL history to hit 500. Crosby is. Did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Interesting. Don saying, Don Hockey Thoughts. Ben Simmons is a piece of shit. Congrats on the Harden deal.
He is a piece of shit. We knew that before he got traded. Don.
Despite the sweep last week, you're back in our good graces with that comment, Don.
Always. He's always been in mine.
Honestly, I wasn't mad at Don. How can I get mad at his team for taking advantage of the shit team we have? It's like, it's not his fault that his team's better than ours. What can I say?
Riley Smith's name's being thrown out there in trade rumors. Send him that. Hey, we'll take him in Anaheim. Riley Smith he's a solid player. He's a good middle six player.
Yeah. Yep.
I've always liked Riley, especially back when his days when he was a Florida Panther.
Dylan saying, yeah, on that one. Then he says, I know. I work at the radio station that carries the Florida Panthers. Oh, well then, there you go. So that must be fun, though. It must be an awesome job to have.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get into that. Hard to get into that gig. I've been trying.
I was going to say, boys, you're already here.
Oh,
I mean, we definitely are already here. I'm trying to get in on the music side.
Oh, well, that's a whole different ball game right there. Let's see. Anthony's saying, I hope Harden rings the bell and he got a huge ovation. He probably did. I don't know. I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, I know. I didn't see the BA, but I mean, I think the Sixers are playing it smart. You know what I mean? Integrating him, allow him to heal up that hamstring injury, that he's nursing coming into this trade. Having him start fresh right after they come back from the All-Star break. I think that's the way to go.
No, I totally.
What sport you're talking about? You know what I mean?
1,000% agree. Let him rest up. Let him get healthy. You got a very important playoff push happening, and the Sixers are holding the fort down without him right now, and they're playing some good basketball. Rich Harden, or why do I always do that? Oh, his name is James. His name is James.
Because you're a baseball fan at heart. That's why.
I really am. I've been doing it all freaking week. James Harden is only going to add to this. He seems like he's absolutely thrilled to be in Philadelphia finally. Had to take a little pit stop in Brooklyn a little bit, getting away from Kyrie, getting away from KD. It's just a matter of getting him healthy and letting him sit out through the All-Star break. Not a bad way to get him healthy. Keep him practicing, keeping him moving, keeping him loose, and just get him ready. Sixers are going to need him.
Yeah, totally.
What
yes, Rich Harden comes legend there, Trev.
So, gents, before we move forward into the second period, just get your thoughts on this. Besides Giroux waving his, giving his list before the second period starts, Couturier and Ellis out until next season. What do you think about moving forward? Should the Flyers consider any kind of moves in the offseason to sort of levy this kind of a situation, or should they just kind of roll with what they got come the offseason if this situation was to play out again, not necessarily with these two players, but say with another couple of players that would be vital to the Flyers' success next season?
Well, I see a bunch of UFAs walking, and not necessarily by choice either, because the Flyers can sit there and say, "Hey, we got some other players. Maybe you bring back Brassard. I don't see Yandel coming back. Braun, I believe, is a UFA at the end of the year. I think he gets traded. I don't know who yet, but I can see them making a huge move at the draft and making a massive trade there. But I do honestly, I do see them maybe going after Gene, bringing him back in the offseason and giving him the C back. It's an option.
I mean, we've been saying that as an option, and it seems like the conjecture out there is that once he's gone, the air is gone, and that he'll start his last wave of his career elsewhere. And I think it comes down to what that team gives up to get him. You know, are you getting him to rent? Are you getting him to trade and sign? But that is a possibility out there. You make a good point, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, it is a possibility, and I see it. You know, Travis, maybe it is time to move on. But in that same breath, you know, G loves it here. This is the only organization he knows. He loves the city. He loves the fan base. He loves the community. He does so much for it. He wants to be here. He wants to retire a Flyer. So let him cup chase, send him to a cup contender, and then bring him back. I mean, maybe not even necessarily. You don't even necessarily need to throw the C back on him. Maybe just throw an A back on his chest or something. But
oh yes, there we go. Flyers got a goal. They tied it back up, player. And it's Superman Scotty Lawton to the rescue. Once again, saving the day.
I'm just gonna put myself on mute because every time I talk, the Flyers fucking score, and then I get cut off.
Brian, keep talking, man.
Nice ripping from the high slot.
Trev, I see where you're coming from with Coots, but I don't think Coots is the guy. Good player, don't get me wrong. Top 20 in the NHL, in my opinion. 3-time finalist for the Selke Award in the last 4 years. Full 200-foot player, shut down centerman, but I don't necessarily know if I think that he deserves to see. If I'm the Flyers right now, if I'm Mike Yao, and let's just say he does get the job in the next year, I'm not rushing to put the C on anybody's chest. Hey, it's Derek Carr.
Hey, Derek. What's up? Would you guys trade 3 first rounds and Hurts for Wilson and Metcalf? Well, I'm going to leave that to you football gentlemen over there.
Oh, God, that's tough. Because I love DK Metcalf. He's a monster. No, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. Here's the thing, though. It's not necessarily because I don't think it's just where the Eagles are. I think they can go out and get a cheaper, better. I shouldn't say better than what they have quarterback for cheaper. Still hold on to their 3 picks and still get 3 studs that they need in the draft. They just need to get a little bit younger, especially on the defensive side. They need a strong linebacker. They need a young stud edge rusher. I say you get a wide receiver in the draft. You get a wide receiver in the first round. You got 3 picks, 2 on defense, and go after a wide receiver in the draft.
The Penguins have a power play, so that's not good news. As Bunneman, he got called for holding.
I like Russell Wilson. I just don't like the idea of giving up 3 first-round picks for a quarterback over the age of 34. Because he will be 35 next season.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That's the same reason why I won't give up anything to go get A-Rod.
Wide receivers get hurt so much in that league too. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, DK's he's a specimen. One of the fastest players in the league. He's got one of the best hands in the league. He's a great route runner. The dude is, to me, he's a top 3 wide receiver in the league with the right quarterback. Obviously, if Russell Wilson was healthy all year, I think you see him in the top 5, top 3 in receiving yards and maybe even touchdowns. But the also thing about Russell Wilson is, and it's not a bad thing, is he likes to spread the ball around. He likes to get everybody involved.
Yeah, he does. What if you stagger the picks? What if it's like a first round, a second round, and like a 4th round?
If we stagger the picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I would consider it, but I'm not giving up 3 firsts, no. I'll give you maybe like a first this year and a first next year, and then we'll throw in a second this year. Then we can talk.
Okay.
But I can't give all 3 picks this year. Can't do it. Right. Not at 15, 16, and 19.
Right.
Agree, Trev. Definitely need O-line help. You can get that a little bit later on in the draft. Definitely need a guard. Need a tackle for sure. Linebacker to me is a must. Edge rusher is a must. If you can get Steve Nelson back, yeah, I think that they'll be okay at corner. But they definitely need a slot receiver.
And penalty coming up. Oh no, it was offsides. Never mind. It was not a penalty. Cool.
What's up, Wheels? Our resident ATD Penguins fan now that Clinky unfortunately ain't with us. Miss him.
And Joe, we had Joe chiming in earlier saying I projected a day off work at the end of March to go see St. Louis and watch the Flyers. I think I'll just stay home and watch HBO Max instead.
Wise decision.
Yeah.
They just added Tacoma FD on HBO Max. I highly recommend to binge that if you ever watch that on True TV.
If you're a fan of Super Troopers, you will love Tacoma FD because it's the same guys. It's Kevin Heffernan and Steve LeMay from Super Troopers. So it's Farva and Mac.
And Joe also saying, I've seen rumors of Briere taking over as full-time GM. Don't know what he's done to warrant that, but he used to play for the Flyers. That's all that was needed anymore these days. Anyway.
I could see him taking over as like an assistant GM, but not the GM. Not the GM. Not with no experience whatsoever. I mean, Pat Verbeek was an assistant GM for 2 years before getting his GM job in Anaheim. For multiple years, actually, he was an assistant GM before finally getting it. He needs something, not just to be, what was it, the special assistant to the GM? Unless he's
that's
working
his
right
role.
under Chuck Fletcher.
Yeah.
Oh, what a move!
Oh,
why'd you pass?
I know,
Dumb son of a bitch.
What the Flyers do?
Yeah. Trev was saying,
Brodo, cue up the It's Always Sunny meme. You dumb bitch.
Trevor saying, all right, need help on Jersey Day next couple Tuesdays. I got Flyers 3rd June jersey and Forsberg, USA Roenick, and Antonio Monti Hawks jersey. Which one would you wear for Jersey Day? You know, even though I would normally wear a Flyers jersey, if it's a Jersey Day, I'm going to bust out the USA Roenick. I'll be honest with you. Bust out the good old red, white, and blue stars and stripes for Roenick. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I'm going
especially with the
Forsberg.
Olympics going on.
I go Forsberg.
All right, then. Robbie, what about you?
I'll concur with the USA one. Roenick,
Right.
absolutely.
You're not wrong with going with JR.
One of the best Flyers to ever play, even though the Flyers only had him for 3 seasons, but that's beside the point. Anyway, on to Benny's Nation. If you are a player away, possibly, but this team has too many holes.
Referring to the Eagles.
Yeah, that would be what he was referring to there. Trevor saying, I'm getting offered for a Paul Correa Avs jersey. Would you pull the trigger?
I would. But then again, I'm also a huge Paul Correa fan, so I'm a little biased on that, even if it is a Colorado Avalanche alternate.
I mean, it depends on what you're getting offered, honestly. I mean, to me, I feel like if it's a high value, I would say, I'd be more on the side of maybe like a Cup Finals Ducks jersey. If you want to sell high on that, yeah, that's totally makes sense on my opinion. But I don't know. His other team jerseys depends. You know what I mean? Because everything's.
I mean, he only spent the 1 year in Colorado anyway, and then he went to St. Louis. He went. I think he went Colorado to Nashville. I believe.
Yeah, that's it. He says it's
$90 Coho. Yeah, I'm pulling the trigger on that.
Oh, 90. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because those Coho jerseys, they had the stitching on it. It wasn't that heated twill.
Oh yeah, the glue
like they do now.
Yeah, you're right though. Yeah, if it's $90, yeah, go for it, dude. Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh hell, Nashville
Nashville for 2.
Yo, if you get
yeah.
2, send one my way.
Men's Nations. Maybe if it was Korea main jersey, then yes. Oh, so he wants to go back to. He wants to go back in the day on that one.
They're so hard to find. You can't find his main jersey anywhere unless you go on the eBay. And I'm not going to eBay for that.
Depends too, because you don't really know if the seller's fucking you or not. Quite frankly.
Well, that's why you got to
real
make sure
careful.
that the seller has a good reputation and he has good reviews and all that other fun stuff.
True. That's I double checked reviews before I got the Phantoms jersey that I got from eBay, because it's like I there's a reason why they tell you to read the description.
I gotta start paying attention to the second period here. I have no idea what's going on.
I'll tell you what's going on. Carter Hart is beasting right now. That's what's going on. Square to the shooter.
If only. All right, icing. Boy, the Flyers are having a hard time getting out of their zone, but luckily, like you're saying, Rob, Hart's bailing them out.
Yeah, big time.
Would like to, if it can be tonight, please let it be tonight. That the Flyers can, do this. If they want to win the next one, let them fucking win the next one. I don't give a shit.
Little Phantoms legend. He really is, though. He really is a Phantoms legend.
Him and Nidamaki, right on up there. Don't talk to them about their Flyers time. Only the Phantoms. And I think a penalty might be coming up, or was that offsides?
I thought it was offsides before I looked down, but
gotcha.
I could see a player going down too.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure.
I mean, it's still possible, Trevor, for them to get blitz 6-2.
Well, hopefully not, but you're right, unfortunately. That possibility is still very much true. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely offsides.
Still holding on to my Bialois Phantoms jersey.
I'm just saying, I love the vapor sticks, the hyperlights, or the flylight. Either way you go, those sticks are fly when they're custom, like the ones Scotty Lawton has. They are fly. I love that orange, that metallic, shiny orange that they have on the sticks. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I wish that's what I had on my wall, but I got my QRE, got my QR Edge on the wall. I want my Alpha on the wall, but it doesn't want to stay up there.
Nah. Eric Wellwood would have been a stud if he never had his career cut short by Dylan Ushler. Yeah, a lot of promise coming up. It's never really panned out. Career definitely got cut short.
Yeah, for sure. I remember that kind of makes sense because I remember Eric Wellwood. I was like, it's right. He did kind of disappear, didn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he retired.
He had played a handful of games for the Flyers, but then no more after that. He did suffer a couple of injuries.
Yeah,
it showed the few that go through. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough game. You know what I mean? Keeping the ball. I mean, Sam Moran.
Yeah.
That kid, I feel bad. I feel so bad for that kid.
You talk
Still
about
a hell of accomplishment, putting on an NHL sweater, even if it's for one game now. So
it's one more game than I've ever put one on for.
Yeah, most actually.
And got paid for. I should add to that because I have worn them 2 NHL games. I never got paid for it. Just got to be specific here, boys.
Man, Lemieux is looking old. Holy shit.
2022, bro.
Yeah. Well, when you see all the old footage of him where he's just, young and got the long hair and he's scoring these crazy, tricky-ass goals, you're just like, man, this guy never aged, did he?
they all can't be Yogs, man.
No, they're not all as blessed.
Still pulling in trim like nobody's business.
Yeah, and can still rock the mullet better than anyone.
I mean, Mario doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, right. I mean, shit, what his body's been through.
Oh,
That's true.
absolutely. And everything that, I don't know if Rob's even referring to this, but everything even outside of hockey, off the ice.
Well, that's
Hodgkin's
true.
lymphoma and all that. Or not Hodgkin's lymphoma. What the hell did he have?
I forget what he had, but
Crap, I'm blanking on it too.
Yeah, that was a scary moment for pretty much for everything, but he did come back from it at least.
No, what the hell? I think it was.
Was it Hodgkin's?
I think it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. Yeah. But
Weird
anyway,
too.
that's neither here nor there.
See,
Weird because it was in the prime of his career too. That's the weird part. Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm still a big believer that if Mario doesn't miss that time, I think he does surpass Wayne Gretzky.
It's a great debate that hockey fans have always had. It's like if Lemieux's career had not been shortened, would he have been able to match Gretzky? And most people are inclined to agree because Lemieux was right there with Gretzky most of the time. It's a shame that
toe save and a beauty.
Wow.
Yes, that was a beautiful save by Carter Hart.
So I wound up doing the math because I got into a very intense debate at one of my old jobs with one of my boys, and I was just kind of like, okay, let's do the math. Based off of his average and the math that I did, if he never missed those, 6 years, he would have fallen like 140 some odd points behind. But that's also based off the average of what he did,
Right.
not because obviously some years are probably going to be better, and maybe they're worse. We'll never know. But if we did the math based off of his average, he'd fall like 140 points shy.
I mean, the thing is too is that obviously Gretzky played longer than Lemieux as well, so there's that, and then also on top of it as well, goals are one thing, assists are the other. I mean, obviously Ovechkin's probably going to pass Gretzky in terms of goals, but as for assists, that's a challenge right there. Yeah, that's
touching it.
Yeah, because I mean, even when Gretzky was starting to taper off in terms of goals, which started in LA and continued through St. Louis in his New York Ranger days, he was still assisting, and he was one of the top assisters in the league.
And he always will be. And I don't think that record is getting touched ever. And Dylan, yeah, you're right. It's the same debate as Bonds and Griffey. If Griffey doesn't get hurt, is he the home run king, or is it still going to be Bonds?
Right.
No, it's a conversation we'll never have an actual answer to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Heat-seeking moisture missile.
Saying facts. Well, thank you.
That's an interesting name you got there.
That is an interesting name you got there.
Heat-seeking moisture missile.
I like the creativity. I love the creativity here.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Homie,
it's definitely funny.
Homie forgot to change usernames coming from the Michaela chat.
Oh damn it! I'm on the wrong username.
Michaela AU taking over the world.
Heard that.
Donda's saying, "Are you confident in the Ducks making the playoffs coming towards the end?"
Yeah, I'm confident in the team. It's a matter of what the other teams around him do that I'm more worried about, because I know Calgary getting to Foley helps them out big time, so they're up in the score, the offense there. Vegas is getting Eichel back within the next game or two. That's gonna make them a lot more dangerous as well. And the Kings are just playing really good hockey, so Ducks just have to keep up. I think they can land a wild card spot for sure. As long as they keep up, as long as they keep playing the way that they have, and make some interesting. Pat Verbeek says he's going to be active, so let's see what he does.
Dylan's saying that Wellwood had someone cut his leg open and then he couldn't play again, and I think I remember that actually. But Wellwood is coaching a WHL or OHL team now, and I forgot who. But don't tell the Flyers because he'll get hired.
Not if he's under contract, he won't.
Let's see. I'm Joe saying, Ichiro Suzuki, best player I ever watched, and I'll die on that hill. 300-plus hitter, 200 hits a year, above average speed and base running, could throw a frozen rope from the warning track to home plate. Occasional could hit for power.
I couldn't agree more, Joe. I couldn't agree more. Ichiro Suzuki was a special, talented player. And what's actually really funny is in his swing, he would always be halfway down to first base before he's even through his full swing. So he gets like 3/4 of the way through and he starts taking off.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It happened again. Brian was talking and the Flyers scored.
Nick Sealer?
Yes, Nick Sealer.
I'm out.
And Brian's talking about Ichiro Suzuki, and Nick Sealer shoots one from the point in.
It's a fucking surprise. I mean, I like the kid's spirit, but he's not a talented hockey player.
Well, that's not what they brought him on for. They brought him on for his fists.
Nice clapper, though. Nice
yeah.
Clapper to the point, though. I mean, I guess you're trained that in D School 101, but it is a nice slapper. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
A goal is a goal. I'm sorry. Sorry for the negativity. Sorry.
I mean, the only reason why Sealer's even up here is because they need the bodies up here. It's the only reason he's up here. He's not very good.
Yeah.
He was very impressive in the first opening week because I'm sure he was probably playing with a lot of emotion, but
right.
He's not. I don't think he's that good. I mean, he's better than me, obviously, but.
Yeah, Cam York took a vicious hit for the Phantoms the other day too, or whatnot. So he's still kind of recovering from there day to day.
Yeah, that's the danger of being a D-man. You're going to get hit. Well, you're going to get hit, period.
Yeah, he got targeted too. It was a slingshot hit too. He was like skating hard up the ice and he just crunch. It almost reminded me of the Lindros hit, or Stevens on Lindros. But it was closer to the boards too, which was scary.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that doesn't have any long-lasting effects on him.
Yeah, no shit, Trevor. I'm saying holy shit, too. I did not expect to have a lead in any way, shape, or form this evening, let alone in the second period. In a second period, Maddie.
In the shittiest period all season long, right? And we've had it twice because Giroux scored the first goal of the night, and then there we go.
It's getting better. Has been getting better of late.
Oh, I'm hurting, boys.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
The gym, man. The gym's killing me.
Okay.
I'm like waddling to the fridge to get another drink. It's like everything's just so tight.
That's the good kind of pain, though. That's not the old man pain. That's the no pain, no gain.
I didn't get the beer I wanted though because I couldn't get down that far.
I thought you just took a massive shit or something, and that's why you were hurting. You're just like, oh, guys, I'm in pain.
No, that was last week, but that's a whole other story. No, I wanted to get another Yingling, and I had to get a Sierra Nevada because it was closer to me. I couldn't get down into the fridge.
So you downgraded, but it's all right. It is what it is.
No, this is an upgrade. I didn't want to drink this on the air.
Then he was like, get your shit together.
Yeah, Brian leveled up.
That's a big
just
ass.
because he couldn't bend far.
Exactly.
Well done.
I'm just saying, this is not one of our sponsors, but, Sierra Nevada, hazy little thing. Really good IPA. Check it out.
Benny's nice to say, and hell
nice
no.
light summer beer.
Hell no, you're not Brian. We need you talking for 10 hours like those rain videos on YouTube. And he also thought the same thing I did about you in pain.
Benny, is that a compliment or is that an insult? Because I could take it either way, I guess.
I mean, you put people to sleep, but then again, that's the reason why they click on the video in the first place. So you do accomplish your goal.
I think he's taking a shot at all of us.
91 miles an hour on that Nick Sealer shot.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Oh, son of a bitch. What a chance from the Flyers there. And I do believe that there's a penalty coming up on the Penguins.
Yeah. Oh, he hooked him right in front. Either a hook or a trip, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, from the angle, it almost looked like he damn near sleuth-footed him, but it might not be that case. It may not be that. No, he tripped him.
I don't know about that. I didn't think so at first, but seeing the replay, I kind of saw it your way. It was more his leg tripping him up than the stick. Luckily, got up right away. That's JVR getting taken down in his office.
Yeah, Matheson caught out of position, so he overcompensated and he got called.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Matheson looked like he lost his edge and he just took JVR with him. I don't know. That's tough. I don't know if I call it a slew foot. I would, if anything, maybe you could call that interference.
Yeah, it looked
He
like
didn't have the puck.
It looked like it from like the television angle, but when they showed it a little bit closer, I don't think it was. Let's see here. And it's saying, if you want to talk about what ifs, if Bossy doesn't have to retire after just 10 years, he will break the goals record with no problem. Look at his goal amounts in the years he played. It's pretty crazy. Bossy's never got to try out there.
That's true. That's true. And it's so easy at this point in life when you see all these guys at the end of their careers and they're all over and retired, and it's easy to play what ifs. Like, these are questions we'll never have answers to.
Yeah,
but that's a great thought, Ant.
It is. And Anthony saying, I'm drinking Guinness. So Rob.
Yeah. Let us know what you're drinking out there. It is the hockey happy hour. I'm enjoying happy hour. I know Robbie's got a little something over there.
Benny's Nation is saying it's a compliment. So it's a compliment, Brian.
My guy.
So don't take it the wrong way.
My guy.
Joe's also saying Embiid just threw down a nasty dunk. Too bad Celtics are shooting 70% from the field and are beating the Sixers by 25.
You're not going to win them all. It's a long season.
Weird how some nights go, though. They talk about teams that are on opposite ends,
That's close.
I need to learn how we start off right at the same point, Maddie, and somehow you get faster than me and are ahead of me.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's so weird.
Always trailing.
Oh my God, what a chance that was, and it just went wide.
Oh,
just went wide.
Was
just
that Ratcliffe?
Went wide. I think it was. He picked the pocket and then he just went wide of the post.
76.
Yeah, I think that was Ratcliffe.
76 is Ratcliffe.
Yeah,
you gotta be impressed with him. I liked him on the power play. Playing that net front presence. You know what I mean? It could certainly fill into that JVR role if you're able to move him.
What's up, Chris? And he says,
and I like Ratcliffe.
I deleted a save file. Yes, I actually have had that reaction when I've done that, by the way. And then it could be
like that one time that, back when we were back in the basement all those years ago, everybody's finding your hentai porn all over the producer's computer there, Maddie.
That was an accident. That was an actual accident, but anyway.
Tom's scrolling through. You're sitting there standing there like, did I close that window? Maddie.
No. It was not while we were there. That was actually later on.
I'm being facetious.
But then, unfortunately, I was still logged into the A2D by accident. Oh well. You make mistakes.
That was when I first started too. That was like my first week interning for A2D. Who is this guy?
Great first
Welcome
impression.
to the family.
Yeah.
Who watching hentai porn while trying to? The Lord knows what he's doing. He's supposed to be training me how to produce. Tom, we need to talk about this. And little did I know that we would become one of the greatest trios on A2D.
No, you know what? That's how all great things started. They always start off with silly shit like that, right?
Well, my first impression of Zach was hearing the story of him getting a microphone thrown at him.
Oh yeah, that was a funny moment. Press up saying, who hasn't seen a girl get destroyed by 8 tentacles? Don't lie, you've seen plenty of shit. Don't lie, Brian.
The only 8 tentacles that I've ever seen has been in a gangbang, but that's a story for another day.
So it counts.
If you want to call them tentacles, that's fine. You can call
Sure.
them whatever you want.
You
It's
use
awkward
the slang term.
nonetheless. It's awkward nonetheless.
All I gotta say is thank God for Clorox wipes.
You'll say it's all about the silly sauce.
God,
We'll
I don't
say
even
this,
want to think
man.
about. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't want to know what was underneath that that computer desk we used to use.
What? Under what computer? Oh no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, there it goes. There it is. Oh Jesus Christ! Come on, Craig. You're not even here 3 minutes, and you're already taking a shot at me.
Trev, room shot on that one for him, and then Benny's just laughing.
Damn, Priz, you ain't even in here 5 minutes.
Listen, he
Love
came
you,
in
bro.
at the perfect time. By the way,
I saw your question. It's 3-2 Flyers right now.
Yep, and Trev is drinking Tall Boy Miller Lights right now.
Nice.
Not bad. I can't drink Miller Lite anymore. I had a party in AC. Oh my God, it's 10 years ago now. Jesus, where's the time gone? Got sick off it, and I haven't had Miller Lite ever since.
Trevor saying, whatever happened to the studio? Well, it's still there. We just haven't really had the ability to go to it because, the pandemic pretty much shut that down, and we've been doing this ever since, and it's been fine. So, it's still there.
I'm pretty sure these guys are more than welcome to go back to the studio at some point. But me being down in North Carolina now, using StreamYard the way we do, Trev, it's just easier for everybody involved. So now we don't have to worry about guys running late. All this, although this guy's usually a little late anyway. But it is what it is. But the studio is still there. They're actually still doing.
You got to be
I think Tom is still
fashionable.
adding to the studio as well. So I mean, if you check out A2D every Sunday night, Tom or anything with Tom does his stuff out of the studio.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Pro saying I'm that way with Jack Daniels. Dylan saying I can't touch whiskey ever again after dying back in 2019 off Jameson. The whiff of whiskey brings Vietnam flashbacks.
Been there.
Ooh.
Been there.
Yeah.
I still drink whiskey though. I love a good shot of Jameson.
Shame-o.
Smithwick's, is that?
Oh my boy, it's funny you mentioned that.
Smithwick's, is that what I think it is? What is that, Benny? Because I think it's one thing, but I don't want to put it out there. I want to make sure that I know what it is first.
Well, Chris has never heard of it.
It's dark beer.
If it's what I think it is, Priz, it's a beer. It's a beer similar to Guinness.
Yes.
Yeah, Benny, is that the one that's similar to Guinness, where you have to pour it the same way and it's got a similar texture and flavor that Guinness has?
Trev saying I got work all the time, so this is my first night off since I moved down to South Florida. Well, hey, at least you're spending it with us.
YouTube.
Listen, man.
On YouTube, we're always archived on there. I know you follow us.
But hey, we thank you for spending your day off with us, man, because you're in South Florida. It's not like there isn't a lot to do. So the fact that you're spending time with us, we very much appreciate that.
Of course. Irish Ale.
No, Trevor, is this Trevor Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured, man. It's good to hear from you now that you're settled back down in Florida. Always good to have you, brother.
Always.
Dylan saying I'm a beer and wine guy now. Occasionally have tequila, Jägermeister, and gin.
I can't do gin. Jaeger, I can't do anymore either. I love the flavor of Jaeger. I love the licorice flavor that it has, but can't drink it anymore.
And then Prism saying my favorite ever is Irish Mist in the connoisseur aisle.
Yeah. Fancy. Your expensive day, Priz. Just busting balls.
Ladies, take notes.
It's Priz the wine guy.
Yeah. That's his name now. Priz the wine guy.
We
Drink wine.
He
Can't
likes
drink
the
wine.
Montreal Canadiens, so why not?
That was a
Oh,
fat rebound right to Kapanen.
yeah, Hart did get it though. So, whew. Talk about heart-stopping moments. They keep on fucking coming here.
He said it's
Turning point
$28
of this
a
game so
cheap
far,
best.
it was him making those series of saves, keeping it 2-2 before Flyers took the lead. If they go on to take
Yes!
this game,
There we go.
yeah, trickle in, yeah.
And it's JVR who's going to get the goal.
We heard
no, it's
Mama
Braun.
shooting in the background.
Yes.
Increasing that trade value, baby. Excellent, though, Grande. I'm seeing Braun. No, I'm seeing Bronner lead the charge.
Yeah, JVR missed it wide. Yeah, it's Braun. Yeah, it's Braun.
I think it's Brawny.
Yeah, it's Braun.
When he centered it from, when he, no.
Yeah, because JVR tried to smack it in from the side, missed,
Well,
and then he came.
comes
Yeah,
in.
it came back in from the point. Yep.
There he was from the sideboards. Yeah. Okay.
All right, then. So it's 4-2 Flyers here in the second period. Yes, I said
Catch
that
my lucky
right.
bounced.
Yeah, bounced off of Pedersen.
And I did say that right, ladies and gentlemen. 4-2 Flyers in the second period. Very rare do we get to say things like that. But, yes, the Flyers actually have a 2-goal lead here.
I was prepared to drink to numb the pain. Now it's more of a celebration, bitches.
I kind of wanted to start spraying my beer all over the apartment, but then I'd have a huge mess to clean up tomorrow.
Yeah. Benny Zish said he's more of a Jameson guy. He also does go on to say Priz is a Boone's Farm guy.
The Boons. Well done, Betty. New comment of the night.
One of the things that I said earlier for those who aren't joining in was the Flyers needed to get the first goal here, and they did that. Now, unfortunately, they lost the lead, but this, like I said before, this team has been resilient over the last few games, and they're not counting themselves out. Like you see them battle back. I mean, yeah, they lost the game in Detroit, but they weren't out of that game by any stretch of the imagination. So the fact that they're still battling back here and they're battling and they're going, they got the lead. They've extended the lead. If they can get one more, I like their chances to pull this game out.
No, this is true, Brian. I like what you're selling here, man. But the one thing I will say is that in the first game of the back-to-back, and it was in their building, Detroit Red Wings dominated them to the tune of 6-2, right? The second game was definitely a closer contest on the road. I'll give you that. Tonight, this is just the Flyers gaming up for the rivalry. Like, this is light years better than they have been playing, even since before the break.
We saw it last year. The one team that the Flyers had a winning record against out of all the teams that had faced their division was the Penguins. So,
yeah, but Rob, here's the thing, though. You get up, you face the rivalry. That could be a momentum swing. Now, again, I'm not saying anything to the remote that they could find their way back into the playoff picture. I'm not saying that. But like we were talking about last week with the poll question being, can the Flyers rebound in the second half? You can see them climb back into it. Not necessarily playoff picture, but something to build off of for next year. Something just playing a confident game, playing a prideful game, and
right.
Not always necessarily coming out with the win, but putting forth the effort and rebuilding the culture that is Flyers hockey. That's all I'm trying to sell.
This is facts.
Yeah, I mean, guys like Cam, he's here. He's bought into this team. He's bought into the organization. Then there's some other guys too. You have Joel Farabee, who's missing time right now as well. So, I mean, this team has been plagued with injuries this year. And I know what you said earlier, Rob, Penguins have done it and they've still been able to compete. But again, this team is just so much deeper. You go other than like a couple prospects, who do the Flyers really have that they can really bring up? I mean, I love Scotty Lawton. I love Willem's done a good job. Ratcliffe I don't think he's played poorly since coming up. Would I like to see him pot a couple more? Absolutely. But You know, other than like a couple prospects down there, the Flyers don't really have the depth that Pittsburgh does to be able to handle having all these injuries that they have to worry about. And these aren't just guys that are hurt. These are like big guys into their lineup. You know, you Farabee, Coots, Ellis, Hayes. Like these are big guys. So I mean, you don't really have the prospect down there to sit there and be like, I think this guy could fill the numbers. I think this guy could put up the same amount of numbers that Kevin Hayes does. I think Cam York is still, the jury is out, but I think he could be a guy who could put up the similar production that Ryan Ellis does at some point. So, point being, you know, Pittsburgh always had those guys. They still do. And I just don't think the Flyers have that, and I think that's just the biggest difference between those two.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. The Penguins they've traded away a lot of draft picks to keep the boat afloat. You know what I mean? And continuously making a push towards the twilight of Crosby and Malkin's career here. And they do have that depth, but it goes to show that, you know, the Flyers can acquire those assets and build up that depth and, you know, make a short john of it, much like we're witnessing with the New York Rangers turnaround or the LA Kings, you know, your Anaheim Ducks, you know. You know, it's doable.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what route do you want to take. You know what I mean? So I'm with you, Rob. I mean, we could go either way here, go down either path, and I think either way ends well for the Flyers. It's just a matter of what path you want to do. You want to give up on the draft picks and go get guys now, and then just build for next year? Or do you go down the route and I don't necessarily say they have to rebuild, but maybe retool a few players here and there because you have some UFAs coming up and bring up guys like Tyson Forster, bring up Zade Wisdom, bring up Cam York full-time and just kind of fill holes that way. I just need to I don't need to know, but I mean, personally, as a fan and as a guy that covers the team, I want to know which route they're gonna kind of lean towards, because we've seen it be successful a couple different ways now. I mean, in Anaheim with the rebuild, you know, they rebuilded for 6 years, and look at where they are now. LA Kings, same situation, completely same situation. But to your point, Rob, we've seen it with Pittsburgh where they've just kept the door rotating. You know, guys go out, they use draft pick, bring another guy in. Another guy goes out, they use draft pick to bring another guy in to keep themselves competitive.
So Joe was saying Pens are going to win in a shootout, and he then goes on to say, what you talking about, Pove? Malkin got that Russian/Czech blood. He's got about 15 years left in the NHL.
It may be. You have a good point there on both accounts. And what's going to happen, Joe, is that the Penguins are going to score their 2 goals to tie it at 4-4 within like 35 seconds of each other, because that's how these games go.
Or at the very tail end of the third period, too.
If you keep putting that juju out there like that, yeah, it's going to happen.
Both ways, though. That's like talking about in this game, how Flyers like immediately, light the lamp, take a 1-0 lead, and right away the Penguins tie it right away. You know, I mean, that's how these teams roll. You know what I mean? Like, Flyers have been on the opposite end of that spectrum where they've been the team that was down and scored 2 or 3 goals in short succession. It's just the goals come in bunches in the Penguins-Flyers rivalry. Always has, always will.
Yeah.
True.
What's up, Jakey?
Jakey Hogan saying, does Philly hold the lead or does Pittsburgh get the upset? You know what? I'm not going to be a negative Nancy. I'm going to say, yeah, Flyers hold the lead. I will not be a negative Nancy this time around.
I absolutely believe they hold the lead. I mean, Carter Hart had played really well in that second period. I thought the defense played a little bit better too, not giving up the quality shots. They still need to play a little bit more physical and get these guys a little uncomfortable with the puck here. But you know, it's been it was a very good second period for the Flyers, and I think they can keep up the pressure on the back check. Come on,
Anthony.
Tell us how you feel, Ant. Tell us how you feel.
Oh, then again, you know, who doesn't?
I played the fifth on this one.
Oh, now you plead the fifth. Oh, okay. After you confessed your love for her on how many occasions?
What does my love for her have to do with her tatas here?
Probably a lot.
I love Darren Hatcher. I'm never going to sit here and deny that, but I'm not going to go out there and say, "Hey, check out the rack."
He's trying to be a professional over here.
Trying to be.
Oh, trying to be a professional. Okay, as opposed to all the other times. Okay.
That's what the chat is here for. That is why we have chat. So they can say the things that we are thinking. Well done,
come on.
Well done, Chaz. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Rob hit the nail right on the head. It's why we have these degenerates joining our show every week.
Just saying, how you see her tits when she always wearing a turtleneck?
She wore that green dress the other night that she liked the Jolly Green Giant.
No, first of all, that was a gorgeous dress she wore
that night.
I'm just saying that was a gorgeous dress she wore. Yeah. She rocked it. She looked great in that dress. Yeah. She looked amazing.
Anthony say feelings don't count.
That who?
Apparently to you.
That who? Feelings always count. Hurt feelings don't count.
All right. On to our second period sponsor, which is not them anymore. Crap. I don't have them. Hold on. Let me go pull them up.
How about I can pull a read for you guys if you want.
Sure, go right ahead.
I can always step in. I don't usually do these, but our second period sponsor is brought to you by All Campus, home of the ATD ramp booth, and is giving 20% off everything in our store, including hats, shirts, and our team cornhole sets to all of our subscribers. So go visit them. You know, Brian, you're familiar with the ramp booth. You're familiar with the Jersey Shore area.
Yes, sir. Over down there in OC.
OC, that's it.
Down
Ocean
there
City
OC.
Boardwalk. Yep.
John Coyle is a loyal guy to ATD. We are a very loyal guy to John, and just go give John a shout out. I wish I had it near me. Got a couple Eagles hats from John, and you know he's got some great quality stuff down there, and he'll take care of you if you're a subscriber like Benny and Priz and Don and a bunch of other guys. I saw Troy. I don't know why Troy's not a member yet. Go down there. Take advantage of being a member. Do it. Oh, Benny. Benny's like,
you do so much, Maddie, you know, hosting and producing. We got to get you back a little bit more, man. I just thought about that the other day, dude. I'm like, Maddie's got a tough job on this show. You all everybody in the chat should give a little thank you to Matt Tsudi. You know, remember when we used to do that back in the studio? I mean, just because it's remote doesn't mean it's easier. You know what I mean? So,
thank you, Rob. Thank you guys.
Tell him to keep sweating like a bitch over there. Let's go.
But
keep up the hard work, builds character, adds chest hair.
I've got plenty of that, so.
Isn't it funny how it falls from here and it lands here?
Pretty much.
Yeah. For me, it's falling
good
from
old
here
Italian
and
curse.
pretty much going everywhere else.
Yeah, the Italian curses affected me.
Thankfully, we got Manscaped, so we're good.
That's true. That's true. You do
reach.
have Manscaped.
Manscaped, go get that lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah, and get 25% off that A2D promo code and unlock your confidence. What did the ladies not like, Bri?
Junk Fump.
Yeah,
just got it right here. It's not a bad little product either. I like this better. I like the grip better than the 2.0, which is the one that I have. And the one thing I do like is it's got a nice little light on there. So, boys, when you get to that little area where, you know, it gets a little tough to see, gets a little dark, you got a little light on there now on this one. So go get that 4.0. Pick up a couple replacement blades as well. And they have all kinds of great stuff. Reviver. So if, you know, you get a little sweaty down there and you feel that junk funk coming on, you hit the little down there, you know, you revive it a little bit and give it a little nice little spritz. Yeah. You got that ball deodorant. Listen, that ball deodorant is money. It's money. I use it every day. I work in a restaurant, so the junk gets nice and sweaty. Working in the restaurant. Listen, hear me out. You never chafe again. You will never chafe. When I don't use it, I chafe. When I use it, I don't chafe. Boys, gentlemen, I'm telling you, the crop deodorant. Perfect.
Hey, you got to preserve it. You got to preserve it.
Brian, I am a heavy set man. I don't laugh when people talk about chafing. All right.
Maddie laughs.
I laugh only because it's funny. But anyway.
Chafing is a problem. And if you use the ball deodorant from Manscaped and you use the promo code for 20% off, use promo code ATD, you're never going to chafe again. Like Tommy likes to say, always smell delicious. And you'll feel delicious. And your woman will think you're delicious. Let me tell you something. I actually got complimented while a girl was we're just gonna leave it at that. When a girl was me.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. When you did compliment,
I used the crop revive
on the Taron Hatcher trade. I'm like he hooked up. He hooked up.
This is before Thanksgiving.
You're a taken man now. It's official.
Far from. It hasn't happened since Thanksgiving, but this is the last time. I gave a little spritz with the Revive. Let it dry. She's like, "They smell so good." I'm like,
"Chat, did you hear that?
Baby.
Thanksgiving. Help
That's
this
Manscaped,
man out,
baby."
Where's Spidey?
Jimmy's like, "Let's go, Dales."
Dales, you're on a Ross heater right now, man. Yeah, come up to Philly one night, Jimmy. He'll take care of you.
I might have to take care of Jimmy.
Anthony, that could be taken the wrong way. But anyway.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it.
He probably should have chose better words there. Jimmy, watch out if Bry's coming back up north.
Jimmy, I'll let you know. We'll go. We'll take care of that.
Jake, you really stuffed that turkey, didn't you, bro?
Hey now.
I was stuck down here. What else was I gonna do? I had to stuff the turkey somehow.
And Betty's saying Mr. Big finally put a ring on it.
I don't know about that. It's what's up, Jake? Yeah.
Jake.
I'm just saying, Manscaped works. I've gotten compliments. Gentlemen,
Anthony,
junk, get rid of it.
Anthony's saying girls
deodorant, keep it nice and clean.
True. And
By the way, Jake, you came in at the perfect time.
He did. And Anthony's saying girls where I live need Manscaping. They have chest hair and beards. Damn, dude, where the fuck do you live?
Seriously, where you living?
Damn, dude.
Actually, you living in... Don't say. I don't want to know.
Are you you living in the fucking Middle Ages or something? What the fuck is going on?
Tell them to go out and get the Lawnmower 2.0 if that's the case.
Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
4.0.
Yes.
Get the new one. I do like the grip on this thing, though.
He's Allentown.
That makes sense.
So the mystery has been solved there. Mm-hmm. All right. So after that distraction, we now go to our second intermission. And the second intermission, we're going to go around the league. Besides anything that we've been talking about, obviously Crosby got his 500th. Is there anything you guys want to talk about in terms of big stories going around the NHL or around the hockey world?
I mean, other than the Claude Giroux trade rumors, which you've already touched on, not a whole lot going on at the moment. We had the Tyler Toffoli trade that happened, going from Montreal to Calgary. A couple prospects and 2 picks going Montreal's way. I'm going to give a scoring update real quick while we do this. Obviously, we know at the end of the second period, Flyers are up 4-2 on the Penguins. Currently in progress as we speak at the beginning of the third periods in these 3 consecutive games that I see here. The Blues up on the Montreal. The Ottawa Senators 3-2. Then we have the Sabers up on the Islanders 3-2. Devils hanging in there with the defending Cup champs with the Tampa Bay Lightning tied up at 3-3. Midway through the third, we have the Penguins and the Bruins in a really great game here, tied up at 1-1, goaltending at its finest in New York tonight. Towards the end of the first, it's the end of the first. Caps up 1-0 on the Nashville Predators. Yet to come, we have at 9 o'clock, we have Columbus and Calgary, which Dylan was talking about earlier. I think he said they're expecting Tyler Toffoli to be in the lineup tonight. Also at 9 o'clock, we have the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche going at it. And at 10:30, we do have the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings renewing their Pacific Division rivalry.
It's a quick turnaround for Toffoli. I mean, they just traded there the other day. It goes to show that protocols have moved up, in terms of going team to team trade, via trade. But yeah, we touched on it earlier. I'm just going to repeat myself for those who are just joining us. Getting Tyler Pitlick, a player now, and Emil Hyman, who's a fine prospect, is really a good turnaround in terms of what players you're getting back in the deal for Toffoli. The 2 picks I like even better: a first-round draft choice, which is a top 10 projected, as well as a 2024 5th-round pick. It's a nice pull. Some say that it's maybe not enough for a goal scorer of Toffoli's caliber, but they're not retaining any of the salary, as we touched on before, Brian. So that's going to help them, as they work towards their rebuild. And he's a, $17 million contract you're getting off the books. So ultimately, I think it's a good deal for the Habs, a deal they had to make, based on, their standings in the league.
Yeah, I'm sure now they're kind of wishing they made that offer for Jesperi Kapanen, Kotkaniemi Kapanen. Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with me tonight? My brain is mush. I thought they paid a little too much for Toffoli, but I love the move for Calgary. It does make him stronger. That's one of the things Dylan was saying earlier in the year. Is something that they needed was to up the offense a little bit, and they definitely did that, acquiring Tyler Toffoli. So good move for them. Habs are looking like they're in full rebuild mode, retool, whatever you want to call it.
Something like that.
But moving forward for the Habs, they have to figure some things out. And one of them has to be Carey Price and what his future holds for the Montreal Canadiens, and whether or not he play I know I'm surprised that he has, one, not played yet. 2, that Montreal is being very understanding of his situation. I really shouldn't say surprised, but he's not playing. He's back. He's still training and rehabbing a little bit and doing what he needs to do to get himself back to 100%. I mean, I guess at this point in the season, it doesn't really matter if you get Carey Price back right away, because it's not really going to make a difference, because you're in the running to get Shane Wright, and I got a funny feeling that's where he winds up.
Anthony saying, I'm surprised Evander Kane is not traded yet. I mean, that is a bit of a surprise, but then again, he is on Edmonton, and Edmonton doesn't make logical decisions. So,
I mean, Mike Smith's back, and he's actually been playing pretty. Come on, Rob.
You couldn't even finish it. I actually thought you literally stopped because you couldn't finish that sentence about Evander Kane. Now I realize.
Really, Rob?
Oh my God. That is perfect. Me? Well done, Robbie. Well done.
I hate you. I hate you. And when I say I hate you, I don't mean I hate you. I mean I hate you. No, No, I mean Evander. I mean, apparently he's fitting in with the locker room a little bit. He's getting himself a little bit more acclimated with the guys in the roster. Apparently he's been good. So I guess that's a good thing.
I give him time.
But I don't know. If I'm Mike Smith is apparently back. He's playing a little bit better.
There we go.
Edmonton's starting to find their way back. I haven't seen what they've done in the last 10, but third period's back underway. We're about 1:05 back into the third here.
So Jakey is a Pittsburgh fan. So welcome, Jakey. And we hate the Penguins.
Hit that subscribe.
Yes, hit the like and subscribe.
Tell your friends.
We hate the Penguins, but we don't hate you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, Jakey, we appreciate it. Tell your friends, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Help spread the word of HUD Radio. We do cover everybody. We cover everything. And I'm sure if you got friends who like wrestling, we got shows for wrestling. If you got friends who like basketball, we got shows that cover basketball. We'll cover anybody. We'll talk about anybody. Talk about any subject. Let's go. Yes.
Yes, Freel is Jake, Priz, so feel free to ball bust all you want.
I love you too, Rob.
Shit. Flyers just got called for a penalty. And I think it was Ratcliffe. Again, he got called earlier. For what? Oh, delay a game. Although he did get hooked a little bit there, but okay.
But where? And did it affect?
I don't think it affected his ability.
Yeah, though. I just got to the penalty. I just saw that. I'm waiting for the replay. I want to see if he got his stick hit or something like that. Maybe that affected his. No, that was clean.
Gensel just got called though because he hit Provy in the face with his stick, so it doesn't even matter.
Jake, you caught the tater.
You take down them roadblocks.
Wah, wah, wah.
Foe on foe. We got a little open ice hockey here, boys.
Yes, we do. So 4-on-4 hockey, Provy drawing a penalty on a high stick on Jake Gensel, while a delay of game call went to Isaac Ratcliffe. So here we go. Ratcliffe's had himself a crazy game. Unfortunately, on the opposite, he's been called twice. Although he did have that nice pickpocket, it just went really
I don't
wide.
know if I would call that.
What, the high stick?
Yeah, that kind of looks like that was more just like his extension. Because the stick was already up there, and it looked like Provorov just kind of skated into it.
I'm surprised they called it too, especially since they let a high stick and go earlier. With the Flyers infracting there, so I'm surprised they made that call.
Yeah,
maybe a makeup call from that. But I mean,
they let a high stick and go from the Flyers, then to award them a penalty for a questionable high stick. And I'm surprised they made that call. Usually, Flyers don't get that call.
I think Jakey he sums it up real good here. Bull crap on that call.
I mean, I gotta agree with Jakey on that one. It was a bit of a ticky-tack call. It just looked like Provy skated into it. It looked like it was just Gensel was.
I will say this though, I'm not going
to.
Hey, I'm not going to argue it. If we're going to take advantage of the ref's blindness, so be it.
Provy went to the ref and went, "My arm, it's broken." Only with his face.
Yeah.
My arm shouldn't do that.
So, see, he hit me in the face. Now my arm's doing this.
Hit me in the face. The whole left side of my body's numb, ref. I don't know what to do. Square to fucking Crosby right in the high slot.
Yeah, I think Hart
feeling tonight.
He is. That goal he gave up to Crosby earlier. That one, it pissed him off. Now he's starting to really hunker down here, which is a good thing. But yeah, that softy one he gave up to Crosby earlier, you could tell he's mad about it because he's been really sharp since then.
And the D in front of them, to their credit too, they're playing well where they're taking the man. They're not getting beat except that Connaughton play. And they're also not blocking his vision. Any of the pucks Carter's seeing.
That's what I'm about to bring that up, Robbie, because you read my mind on that one. That was going to be my next point is they're allowing him to actually see the shot.
Yep.
Because 100% of the shots you don't see, you're not touching. You're not making that save unless you get a lucky deflection.
Yep.
You say you're going to save 90%, 97, 98, 99% of the shots that you do see.
Jimmy, he says, Carter. Hey, Carter gave up a cheap one to me, too. Oh, Jimmy.
Chris, I love you, too.
And Priz saying, it kind of feels like learning I was adopted. Next, Brian's going to tell us he stands while peeing.
I have the equipment to stand up when I pee, so...
He goes on to say, sorry, I will never be able to let that night go.
I mean, I don't
Thank
blame
God
you.
Carter was able to.
From Carter Hart, I do the same thing. You know, I'm a professional hockey goalie.
The Jimmy comes along and says,
Jimmy's
I'm a professional podcaster.
I have a podcast. I work for ATV Radio.
I'm a professional
hockey
bullshitter.
player who makes money. Yet to be determined on pay because ATG is going to blow up that big.
Hey, listen, I won't deny that.
Go with the guy from A2D. I mean, I do got to say, Jimmy is a stud. Jimmy is a good-looking dude. I will say that.
Yeah, we've had him on here, and I think our female viewership did increase tenfold during that episode. So
tenfold, we had maybe one. And then we had the rest of you crumb bums chiming in. Although I do love you crumb bums. You guys are awesome.
So no one got the puck in the back of the net there on that 4-on-4. I'm pretty obvious though, because me and Rob would have reacted before Brian ever would have.
Yeah, some bitch would have cut me off again.
Keep talking, Brian. Keep talking.
Yep.
What, him being an asshole? That's fine.
No, just anything. We need another goal. It's too
Yes.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Imagine if I went all the way. I could just see some of the kind of hey, Brian knows his ABCs. Good for him.
Jimmy say, thanks, guys. Everyone here at A2D are very handsome.
We're good looking guys, except for the guy to my left. He's an asshole.
I will take that with pride. Thank you, sir. Ed Prevel say, what's up, Ed? Saying, I don't get hockey. I'm just betting because of the record. Could the Pits still win? Mm-hmm. I see.
The Penguins could absolutely still win. I mean, there's 15 minutes left to go in the third period. They're only down 2 goals. They do say that the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey because you can either extend it or it fades very quickly. So, personally, right, with the way the Flyers are playing tonight, I probably wouldn't put any money on the Penguins. I would put some money on the Flyers as an upset. I usually, when I do bet, I usually go for the over/under. I usually don't go for, what's it called? I usually don't try and get the cover. That's just me, though. Do your thing, obviously. I'll tell you what, Ed, the best thing to do, subscribe to the chat every Sunday morning. Watch Money Pop Podcast. These guys cover sports betting better than some of the guys that I've ever seen. So you definitely check them out. They'll have some better answers for you.
And,
you follow them on social medias too, so that way you get a given day bets. You know what I mean? Become a member at A2D. We send the bets to you, but the picks for you. But basically you're not picking a winner. You know, you're not playing the spread. But right now, if you're betting in game, I would bet on the Penguins. I mean, they have the capability, like you said, Brian. 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey.
No, absolutely. Ed, even better. The guys on Money Pop Podcast, they'll teach you. You know, those guys will take care of you.
True.
And then also when you subscribe to the channel here, you also get videos from Brian Wilson, who does Agree to Disagree on Sunday nights. He does videos for Willie Vegas when he gives his picks for betting as well. So we'll get all that stuff covered. And, you know, just like I said, hit that subscribe button, man. Turn on your notifications and check them out every Sunday morning, Money Pop Podcast. They'll help you become a better, and then they'll actually help you win some money as well. So they'll give you some tips and all kinds of great stuff. Those guys are awesome over there.
Offsides. Sorry.
Blue level, I'm going to say Flyers. I'm going to say the Philadelphia Flyers pull this one out.
And welcome, by the way. And Anthony, that will be a cold day in hell that I wear a toupee. I will own baldness or going baldness and trying to desperately be in denial than ever wear a toupee. That's just pure, sheer, loss of pride there.
This is a rivalry. This is a rivalry live stream show, man. Fucking, it's getting vicious up in here, man. We fucking cut each other deep, talking toupees and shit. Damn.
No, listen.
I
will shave my head bald before I wear a toupee. Fuck that.
Right.
No,
I'm the same, Maddie. I will admit that I am losing my hair.
Yeah,
I will admit it. I will not accept it. However, I will never put a toupee on.
No, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Have you ever seen someone with a toupee that's just standing right in front of you and you want to make a comment, but you don't want to, you're just resisting the urge to? I've done that so many times where I see a guy with a bad toupee, I'm like, oh, I want to say something, but I can't.
I don't even think they make toupees anymore. I think it's just bald guys or hair plugs.
Pretty much.
I mean, there's this product.
There's one or two ways to go.
There is this product out there. I haven't used it, but I've seen ads for it on Facebook for some reason because Facebook likes to listen to you, or at least your phone likes to listen to you these days. Because I was talking about something and then it popped up on my YouTube almost to me. Oh, I was talking about a South Park episode, and I went to plug it into my YouTube and it popped right to the top of the search bar. But there's a product out there, and what it is it is really it is a toupee, but it's not in the same breath. They glue it to your head like a toupee, but it acts like real hair.
What?
I would never do it, but
okay, interesting.
I'm just saying that's what it is.
It's very intriguing.
I like Jimmy's question though, but I don't really know what the player props are for tonight.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a gambling degenerate. But for anyone out there, though, hey, make that money.
G's one goal shy of tying Eric Lindros for 8th in team history. In case you didn't know, now you know.
There we are. Bringing
well, now you know.
Bringing the facts.
But yeah, Jimmy, I'm not 100% sure what the player props are for tonight. Usually, when I go for the player props, I go for so-and-so is going to score an anytime goal. So-and-so is going to have X amount of points. That's usually what I go for if and when I'm betting. Tom must have just turned the game on and saw that the Flyers were winning because then he agrees to the bowl.
What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Tommy? But yeah, I mean, it depends on what the player props are because they're different for every game. They really are different for every game. It's like betting hockey player props is similar to betting football player props, where every game is different. It all depends on what the matchups are.
Ed's saying all my picks are winning. The Penguins are playing with my money.
I feel that. I know that pain.
Answer actually.
I know that pain too much.
And Flyers get a chance here. Moving up is Lawton. Oh, he was showing a little bit of stick handling skill there. Unfortunately, couldn't break free. Oh, shot in! Oh, son of a bitch. Almost. Lawton almost got another one.
Well,
now I'm ahead of you, Maddie. How the fuck did that happen?
What time you got? Because I'm at 11:50. Yeah, I'm at 11:50.
Oh no, never mind. You were just slow on your call there. My bad.
Yes, I was.
I am at 12:15. Penguins still have it in the Flyers. Oh, here we go. Here's Scotty Lawton.
Yep, there's the Lawton thing.
There it is. 2.5 hours later. God, an opportunity there by Scotty Lawton.
It was.
It looked like Smith got a toe on that.
Jimmy's saying, I mean, an example, McDavid's over/under for shots on goal tonight worth 3.5. Should that always be a bet of an over?
I mean, yeah. I would usually go for the over for that because he's a shoot first player, especially on the power play. A team like LA, I mean, LA is playing great hockey. Edmonton is not. In the position that Edmonton's in right now, and they need to gain some ground in the standings. They need to gain some points and win some hockey games here. You're going to probably see Connor McDavid shoot a little bit more. You're going to see Leon Draisaitl probably shoot a little bit more. But that's hard because they just got a new head coach. So I'm not exactly sure. How the system's going to work, if it's going to work in McDavid's favor or not. But right now, like I said, they need to win games and climb back into the playoff race here. So I would bet the over on 3.5 shots for McDavid, even if he winds up with 4. He's always been a shoot first player.
I want to look up something on Stat News.
Well, Jake, while you look that up, Rob, Jake is saying Provy has had a great night.
Mm-hmm. I mean, defense, other than the first period, has been pretty solid since giving up that second goal.
And
they've really tightened up.
Then Jimmy's saying, I just feel like you can make easy money with those types of bets.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah. That even goes into the NFL as well.
And then Anthony's saying, I was doing laundry at the laundry room. Oh, no. I told her I am old as your dad. She said to me, I would date you. Oh, my God. Fucking
bro,
oh
do it.
Listen, man, if a 25-year-old is hitting on you, dude, like, you know, listen, man.
Like he's 18.
Yeah, it's
a good bar. Come on, bro.
She's not fresh out of high school or she's in high school, bro. You're fine. Like, go for it. She's 25 years old. Hell, she might be fresh out of college, too.
Fuck, I'm 36. I would. Your 25-year-old came up to me and said, hey. I'd be like, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? You good?
Dude.
You good? Especially being down here. I'd throw a little thickness onto my accent there. I'd be like, how you doing?
Hey,
you good? You good? Yeah. Yeah. You want to go out? Let's go out.
Oh.
Hey, yo, babe, you want to go spend the night in Clearwater? Let's go.
Yo, Adrian.
We're about to win the gold medal on your ass. You're calling us rejects.
Hey.
Gold medal, bro.
But hey, listen, Dan had to come in at some point, and he's here. Welcome, Dan. Surprised you weren't here to talk shit on the Flyers in that first period. Well, let's see here.
You have a good night, brother. We always appreciate you. We love you.
Yeah,
Briz, the 10 to 15 minutes that you usually spend with us, we still love you, brother.
Briz, love you, bro. And you're the wine guy now. Congratulations. You've been promoted,
reps, brother. I hope that schedule's not taking as much of a toll as it was.
Jimmy, if you're still with us, the Kings are allowing 35.68 shots per game, which is third most in the NHL. I think it's a good bet on the over.
Yeah, I mean, you're better at finding those stats than me. I'm just trying to think of the situation from are they in the playoff? How far are they out of the playoff push? Is who the player is and all that. Like, I'm thinking outside of the box in other ways. You're good at finding those stats, so yeah. I mean,
it's from the DFS background, working on the DFS side. What's key is you got to go to like Stat Trick or Stat Views to get that edge over guys that are playing a lot of the similar lineups. But you got to make that one key difference in order to actually hit. You know what I mean? Like when you're studying like the projections, like optimizing lineups and shit like that. So you need that on top of just what is it? Left wing lock, I want to say it is, for just like goalie confirmations and line combos. Like, it's a good way, even if you're just a fan, you're trying to keep track of your team and shit like that. What did they roll with in practice? What did they roll with in pregame warm-ups? Left wing lock. That's a good one.com.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great stuff. For the more serious degenerates out there that want to gamble.
Yeah, I stay. If I knew more about props, Jimmy, I chime in on that. I mean, I can always give my opinion on what I think is going to happen on the hockey side, though. If you got for instances, you know what I mean. We all do.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone makes super
Not just
bets. I've
me,
made
you know.
super bets. It comes with the territory.
These guys probably make better calls than me.
Oh, but
They lock me in the bathroom.
I wouldn't put that much power in my hands. That's already bad enough from running the show. Yeah. Jimmy,
Gotta go.
Jimmy. What?
Just kidding.
Oh. I thought.
No, I was going based off of what you said.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought a lady was coming to check out the spritzed balls there for a second there. That's an understandable to come out then. I mean, I would totally understand that.
When a girl tells you your balls smell good, you take the compliment and you run with it.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. You definitely want to take that compliment.
I'm just saying.
Don chiming in on Twitter saying, "Love the channel. By the way, the Ducks suck."
Twitch. He's on Twitch.
Twitter.
Twitch.
I know. I don't stream, so there's the difference.
He's in love the channel. By the way, the Ducks suck.
Jimmy saying, "Yeah, for any of you gamblers, shots on goal for players in the NHL is the way to go." By the way, Benny said, "Perez, I'm going to buy you It's a Wine O'Clock somewhere." You will be able to fit it in with the other soccer moms.
This has just been a fierce show. I love it.
Oh my god!
Love being a good soccer mom.
I'm
just saying.
Oh my god! Ratcliffe got called on another penalty. My god, this poor kid.
That was a trip. That was a clear trip. I was like, wait, they're not going to call that.
This poor kid, man, he has had a rough go of it tonight. He did have that cool pit pocket moment, but other than that, though, it has been box trip for him.
It's kind of lonely on Twitch. That's how I felt on Valentine's Day. Lonely and pathetic.
You will see those too on Twitch. You'll see the for fuck's sake. Well, you give them power plays over and over again. Eventually, some shit's gonna happen. So that's what happened there. Gensel.
You're gonna fill anybody in on what happened? Or you're just gonna say, "Well, that happened." So,
the Gensel guy. I was about to say because I said Gensel, and I was gonna say Gensel just scored on the power play. So, but I was.
Well, that happened, and when that happens, and you do this, that's still gonna happen. And
they got in low to Letang, and he fired the puck off Harder's right pad, and it's sort of like, Maddie, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's sort of like skidded off his right pad across the crease, like it had like wicked English on it, and then Getzel's just right there for like the backdoor slam dunk goal. Yeah, it's just one of those things of, we just kept giving more and more power plays to them. At some point, you're going to pay the price. You got to avoid the trips to the box. Yeah. Outmanned, you're talking about a team that we've been saying all show is a deep team. Yeah. And they're fully healthy right now. And they're 6-1-3 in their last 10. And they just tied it. What'd I say? Yup. Robbie called it.
That was a good bounce right there for Gensel on the first goal, because I'm still on the replays. I hate being right.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's how these games go, though. I mean, I've been around. I've many Flyer seasons have been followed from this side of the screen, and not to take anything away, but you see patterns in sports and just how it goes. You get one lucky bounce and it shifts that momentum, and they just force the play. Penguins squad has always been like that. Yeah, and they let a defenseman slide in. Yep, they did. They had too many guys. They had too many guys on the weak side. And whoever's looking for a clip for this show, just go listen between 2 hours and 2 hours and 30 minutes. It absolutely went everywhere. I mean, hopefully the Flyers now win it in overtime or the shootout. I'll go against the Joe prediction before. I'll say that the Flyers will win this in overtime. All right, then. Yeah, that was bad defense on their part. They had 3 guys on the one side, Sanheim and it looked like Bunneman were covering the guys in front.
And Chad
Sanheim
Woodward
went below the goal line, and that left the Pittsburgh defenseman all alone.
Yep.
Great pass, by the way. Great overall play by the Penguins. You got to give them credit on that one.
And Chad Woodward gets his first ever goal as a Pittsburgh Penguin and his first ever NHL goal. So there you go.
So congrats to him. Milestone night for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, Ed, you're back in it, buddy.
And Benny's saying, Dan, you control today. Your truckers have represented to you well. And then he goes on to say, not my convoy in response.
Well done.
That was funny.
That's a good one. Betty's saying, great Philly rivalry night going to this up, and the Sixers are getting boat raced. So,
yeah, I mean, to be fair, the Sixers did give it to the Celtics the last time they're out. They usually tend to go back and forth, so I'm not surprised by that. And you're not going to win them all either, especially a team that you see all the time like the Boston Celtics. But there's still plenty of time in this game. I mean, Pittsburgh's pretty much owned the third period for the most part. A couple good scoring chances, and the Flyers go on the power play here. Gensel back in the box, so that's an opportunity for them to get the lead back here.
That's another guy who's had a lot of trips to the box tonight in Gensel.
I'm not sure what exactly they called there.
Not
sure. Tripping?
Might have been. Oh. Flyers did have a shot that did hit the post, but other than that, though, although they did have a scary opportunity there with the Smith out of position, and that one goes way wide. Damn it. And Drew with it now. And oh, damn it. Man, I hate it when they get it into the slide and there's just nobody there.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Well done, Brian.
That one was left perfectly on the tee for you there.
Sorry, I had to.
No. Well done. Well done. I would have done the same.
Don. You can, I was about to say you can talk to Ted. You just responded, "Oh, hey, Ted."
Yeah. Must be nice having someone to talk to, and then all of a sudden Ted says, "This sucks."
Still a ton of time left, and still a ton of time left on this power play. They have to just keep the puck in the Pittsburgh zone. Sustained offensive chances here.
Ted's like, "Oh, hey, Ted." Don's like, "Oh, hey, Ted." Jimmy say, do you guys think Konechny has any chance to becoming like a Jake Gensel? I wish. I don't even think he has that.
I
18 seconds apart.
And DeSmith makes a fucking save like that. Come on, DeSmith. You suck ass all the other times, but you can't give up that one. God damn it.
Jimmy, I think he can. I just honestly, I don't think it's in Philadelphia. I think he needs to go elsewhere. I like TK. I like what he brings to the ice. I just don't think he's the guy for the Flyers anymore. I mean, he's had a couple seasons where he's had 20 plus goals. Bro, we're in February. The dude doesn't even have 10. Honestly, like, I know he's probably going to say otherwise. And if any reporter were to ask him, I don't think he wants to be here. Honestly, like, I don't think a lot of guys want to be here. I think he's a part. Like, I know you weren't in the show earlier, which is all good. You're here now. That's the only point that matters. I was saying earlier, I think there's a lot of toxicity in the locker room, and I think he's a part of it. I have nothing to really back it up. I think it's pure speculation, and I think you can just tell by the way he plays on the ice. I just don't think he wants to be here. I think he should be a guy you consider moving at the deadline. Get something for him. He's still got potential because he's still really young. I think he's only like, what, 26, 25, 26?
Somewhere around that range.
You can get something worthwhile for him. So you might as well just let that happen, bring up one of the young cats, and just see what you got. Because obviously this season's a wash. There's no way the Flyers climb back into this. But if you can make a move and create something for next year, creates a confidence going into next year, a building block, I think it's worth it.
And the power play comes to an end. The Flyers had opportunities. Unfortunately, they had a great opportunity, but Casey DeSmith decided to actually be good for once in his life and made a great save there. So,
Dan doesn't want to be in Philly. It's fine. I don't want to be in Vancouver. Cold, gray, and miserable in Vancouver. The only good thing about Vancouver is they do all the CW Arrowverse shows up there. That's the only good thing in Vancouver. What else you got? You got a
Whistler
subpar hockey
Mountain.
team.
You got Whistler Mountain. That's a pretty cool spot.
Actually, I've never been to Whistler Mountain. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. But lately it's felt about the same degrees. Gosh darn, it's been cold.
Not down here.
Bones.
Not down here. It's been nice and warm.
I'm sure it has been.
Going to be in the upper
Good for
50s,
you.
lower
Good for you,
60s
Brian.
tomorrow. So
Must be nice. Even though you were
No,
complaining
no.
that it was cold when it was 60 degrees outside.
I mean that genuinely.
Oh.
I mean that
You,
genuinely.
yeah, you complained about it like 2 weeks ago that it was cold in Carolina and it was 60 degrees.
I was probably being facetious. I was probably trying to make you guys feel bad.
Oh,
It
well,
was a
you
little
was
chilly.
snowing last
It was a little chilly. I had to put on a sweater.
Exactly. I
I
mean, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold down here right now. It's 38 degrees.
okay, well that's actually okay.
Oh, I'm
That I can
sorry.
agree with.
I'm so sorry. It's going to be 65 tomorrow down here. So cold.
yeah.
And then Thursday, you ready for Thursday? You want to hear what Thursday is going to be?
100.
76.
Close enough.
Yo, DB in the chat. Over on the
Hey.
YouTube side.
Just come here to see if
Yeah.
Giroux was traded yet. No,
Not
not yet. Unfortunately, he did not name the Kings as one of the teams that he's wanting to go to.
How about one last game winner for G in the Keystone rivalry? How about
Yes.
that?
Yes, I'm down with that.
Mark it
Let's bring
down.
that.
235 mark. 235 mark. Let's
So
go.
in the next 30
Let's
seconds.
fucking go.
Damn, Benny's Nation coming in hard on Dan there. I think that it's what your dad said to your mom. I don't want to be in. He screwed up though, towards the end.
Benny.
It was bad, but yeah, that was a nasty, nasty comment right there.
I don't
This
want
show's
to
been
be silly.
vicious. I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. Let's drink up more. More booze. I need another shot.
Let's go.
The alcohol must flow like wine.
Yes.
As Rob
Okay, hang on, I'll be right back.
You know the man. Boom.
Damn, Rob, you almost finished that shit. Holy hell.
Yeah, it's been going. I've been trying to do like at least one a show. You know, we do a lot of shows.
That's true. That's true. And listen, it's not like there's much else to do normally with the Flyers. So
I busted it out because I figured I was gonna have to numb the pain and at least 2 goals in 18 seconds. It's looking that way right now.
yeah. Of course, as always, Flyers not able to close out the game. 4-4, 2:47 in the third period. Bet all up, Dan. That's the key thing here, though, ladies and gentlemen. The fam and us, it is always love. It is never out of hatred.
No butt hurt on A2D. Cheers.
Yes.
No butt hurt on ATD. Cheers, everybody out there.
Yes.
I told myself
Cheers
I was
to
gonna
all
stop at
you
2.
crazy
Let's go for 3.
fuckers. We love you. We would be nothing without you. Anthony saying, I don't care. I don't
I
care
was
about the
only
weather
going
in
to stop at
California.
2 tonight, but I guess the third one is the necessary one here.
Whew, yeah, man. I just finished number 3 as well.
I mean, it's been a rough week for me. So
Cheers,
rough
man.
conversation this morning. Didn't really start off my day great. So it is what it is. But we'll say that as a conversation for later. For off the air.
Gotcha.
Facts, Anthony. Cost me
then-
6-pack and a ham sandwich.
We might as well go. You know what,
That's a
DB?
little high.
We'll all go to the Yotes game. We'll all go to the Yotes games in the 2,000 or the 5,000 seat arena, and we'll all watch the Coyotes look as pathetic as they
What do you
always
mean?
have.
We'll be the only 4 people in there.
Yeah, I would say we could go after any of the ASU chicks rolling around, but they won't be there. So they got better things to do with their time to go watch the Coyotes.
I can't go after college girls.
Why not?
It's creepy.
What's creepy about that? That's fine, dude. You're fine, dude. In a world in a world where Zach Braff can go out with Florence Pugh, 20-year age difference, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was gonna
Florence
say
Pugh's in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
that's the point.
I'm talking about girls that are 19, 20, 21.
No. You set the state.
First of all,
I got
wait.
you
Let's back up a
there.
second. Zach Braff landed her.
Yeah.
First of all, I love Zach Braff. He was great in Scrubs. Love that show.
Yeah, for sure.
Love
Jersey
that show.
boy. Gotta love the Jersey crew. Yeah.
Of course. If we're gonna talk about that, let's talk about Liv Morgan real quick. Jersey girl from Morristown.
That's right.
Let's
Don't worry,
back
Dan.
up real
Here,
quick.
I'll read it now for you. I will read it now, Dan. Hold on.
Let's go back.
In terms of hockey, America will always be in Canada's shadow. There you go, Dan.
Sorry,
you
we
go.
beat you in the World Juniors last year. We'll get you in the Olympics. Don't you worry about that. And we're starting to come out of the shadow.
I mean, it should be
500 seats.
Canada. It's Canada's game. Canada invented the game. You know what I mean? Like that would be like another. Like that would be like Japan. Do you think Japan or Korea has overtaken America in baseball? No. You know what I mean? So, but the fact that it's even a discussion, you know, it's in your mouth, Dan. You know, that's interesting. You know what I mean? It speaks volumes for the leaps and bounds USA Hockey has taken.
Yeah, but anyway, let's jump back to Zach Braff real quick. Florence Pugh,
Yeah.
love her. Absolutely love.
She's
Head over
awesome.
heels. She
The
nailed
best follow on Instagram of all time. Yeah.
her being casted as Elena, perfect. I loved it every second of it. How the hell did those two meet? That's what I want to know. And Jimmy, I see you're a college boy. Good for you. Nobody cares. We're talking about college.
Overtime.
Dan,
I'm just kidding. I love you. I love you, Jimmy. You know that.
If you're not watching the game has gone into overtime. Ugh.
Yeah.
Reaction and then the shootout.
Oh God, I hope Joe's not
settled
right.
here.
Yeah, I know. Joe's comment is starting to ring in some truth to it.
I got a way to piss off Dan.
Oh
So
no.
fun fact: he wants to he wants to sit here and say he's Canadian. Technically, he's American.
Eh?
He's
Explain.
technically American.
Because it's North America?
Bingo. He may be from Canada, but he lives in North America, which makes him American.
I see.
All right.
Only on a technicality, though. For some reason, I was thinking about this at work the other day.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh man, I control him with that.
Is that like that
American.
monobob?
Good for him.
Is that like that monobob bobsledder that became a U.S. citizen to break away from Canada and won gold? Is it like that?
Yeah, I guess it's like that.
Bro,
geography.
I mean, he wants to rip on America all the time. I'm just saying, you hate America, blah blah blah. You're American, bro.
Dan's response is hilarious. He's like, okay. It's like,
I'm just saying, you want to rip America? You're American, bro. You may live in Canada, but you still live in North America, which makes you American. So you hating on America is you hating on yourself.
Okay.
How's that feel? He probably feels.
I don't think it
really,
registered.
It's not really. He's gonna wake up tomorrow morning. He's like, "Fuck, I am American."
No,
I don't even think that.
I get the sarcasm. yeah. Sadly, Joe, our predictions did come true, both of us.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the Americas.
Couturier right here from Cam. Let's go. No, that's not how you go.
So both teams are at 500 here in OT 3-on-3. Penguins are 3-3, and the Flyers are 4-4. So both teams in similar records in terms of that.
But Benny, at least he's not French.
Here we go.
Ah, shit. Turnover.
Stop ruining it, Maddie.
Berto, exactly. That's the same logic I'm trying to use here. He lives on Earth.
Well, that happened.
What the hell happened?
Crystal Tang just scored, and the game is over.
The Flyers are supposed to score when Brian's talking. What's going on here?
Reverse jinx, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so
I'm sitting here trying to talk to Brodo here because me and Brodo don't get to talk that often, and all of a sudden I hear, "Oh, that happened." What the F?
The Flyers happened. That's what happened. The Flyers are a bunch of fuck-ups. Well, that pretty much sums it up right there now, doesn't it?
This is
The
the
fuck
show I
ups
was
or was
expecting.
Pittsburgh just that good?
Joe
it's
said,
the latter.
who didn't see that happening? Unfortunately, it's that horrible feeling in the back of your head that just,
Sorry,
Oh,
Brett,
he shows
tried
up.
for you.
Now he fucking shows up. Now this son of a bitch has the balls to show up now. Hi, Clinky. Thanks so
That's
much
soft.
for showing
That's soft. First
yeah.
lead of the game. Or no, the second lead of the game, technically.
Yeah.
But
He shows up now after the Penguins have won in overtime. By the way, hi, Clinky.
What's
Gee.
up, buddy?
Yeah, he says 500 goals. Clinky, where the fuck were you for the rest of this game? You weren't here for any of it until after they scored that OT winner. Come on, man. You're better than that. You're
Yo,
better than that.
He looked that shot, too. He sold that he was going to pass it.
Yeah. What's up, Clinky? How you doing, brother? Hopefully everything's going good for you out there.
Now, I don't know if I actually said this to you, Clinky, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did you get engaged to Katie?
If you
That
did,
was
then
her name, right?
congrats
That was
on
Katie,
that,
right?
brother.
Her name was Katie, right? I don't know why I'm blanking on her name.
That is correct.
I feel like a terrible friend.
That,
I do. I feel like a terrible friend because I'm blanking on her name. For some reason, I thought it was Caitlin. Yeah, I was right.
They are engaged. So congrats
I don't
to
know if I told
you.
but congrats.
Congrats, brother. Congrats, man.
Happy
Benny's,
for you guys.
that's weak. Yes, it is weak, though, that you showed up this late. But still, congratulations on the engagement. He says,
that's just because he just got done with his Valentine's Day plans, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got to recover, man. You put a ring on that finger, and it gets serious.
No,
Well,
you're
my
right.
Valentine's Day
You're right.
Plans consisted of me coming home after work and a whole lot of nothing because we're not going to get into that, actually.
Who gives a
Other than
shit?
that, go to hell. Heard.
Brodo's like, congrats on the engagement, Mike. Other than that, go to hell.
You go to hell. You go to hell, you die.
Yeah. And Ed saying, oh my God, God's on my side. At least somebody was victorious today. So
I told you to bet the Penguins. You can just feel these things coming.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Hell saying, by the way, I love the name, saying, keep in mind basketball was invented in Canada and we only won once in NBA. It's interesting.
Yeah.
We miss
Raptors,
you too, buddy.
The Raptors just recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, the game was invented in Canada. I think it really took off in the farmlands, though, in Indiana. Don't you got to say, like, the roots of basketball and Hoosiers and shit like that? Like that's what I know of as basketball. I'm not the biggest basketball head. I know what I'm talking about, but that's about it.
I can be conversational on the Sixers. That's about it. I can't talk about anything else. So anything anybody else says about the birth of basketball, I'll probably believe you.
I usually just say JoJo is God. God bless.
And he does go on to say, so who knows? Maybe Japan is coming.
You never know. I mean, you
Yeah.
can tell me that, and I would probably believe you. What the hell just happened to my TV?
And Clinky
that's what
saying,
happened.
love you too, Brodo. Miss you guys. We miss you too, Clinky.
Miss you too, buddy. I saw him before I moved down here, and that was probably it was the only time I saw him at my gym. I think he saw me. He's like, "Oh shit, Brian goes here. I gotta go to another gym."
It's like shit.
Fuck.
I can't be here. I can't be seen with a Penguins. I can't be a Penguins fan seen with a Ducks fan. It's just no. Let's see here.
Oh God, I couldn't even tell you, Ed. Honestly, between the Hornets and the Timberwolves, I can flip a coin for you.
I don't know. I would ask Joe that. He's probably got a better idea on it than me. Clinky said, once I found out you went to the gym I loved back home. I moved back home.
Oh, I get it. I retract people. It's all good. I'm not
Let's
mad at you.
And Anthony's saying, I feel really bad for Carter Hart, always on his head. Yeah, he made some great saves, and especially in that second period. And pretty much, I think he turned the momentum for the Flyers, too, in that second period. It always happens the same way. This team can't hold the fucking lead, and they always lose. It's just how they are. They can't fucking help it. But,
I mean, let's not skim over the absurdity that is the Flyers in their current season right now. You hold a 4-2 lead with 7.5 minutes left to go in the game. Like this shit just should not happen, man. There's too many things you can say. There's too many times JJ and Jonesy have said that cannot happen. How many times have you heard him say that this year? A lot more. I haven't heard him say that this much since. Actually, I didn't really hear it because they were saying it while I was at the stadium back in 2006, 2007, the season from hell. But I mean, to give up that lead, I mean, I don't care who you're playing. I get it. Like, this is what the Penguins do. They strike quick in quick succession, and that's what we saw here tonight. And then 3-on-3, it's anybody's contest. You get the puck, the odd man advantage on the goaltender. Chances are you're winning that game in overtime. But it's just another example of this opportunity where Carter is playing well. He's making the key saves, right? You got to continue that all the way to the final whistle. And I don't want to throw it all on Carter, but the Flyers were praising him during the show that they were playing good defense. Was there maybe a miscue on that first goal of the two in the third period? Sure, but that's where you got to continue to stand on your head and win your club a game. The softness on this team is off the charts. It's off. They're just soft. So soft.
Totally agree. S-A. Whatever. I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. So I'm going to stop there.
No one does it anymore anyway. So
Rob, I agree with you. Second period, they played great defense. Third period, heads were not on the swivel. They were not keeping guys in check. They were not. That power play goal that they gave up was just absolute garbage.
And then
they two
gave
guys essentially go below the goal line, and you allowed what's his name, Ruedel, whatever the fuck his name is, come down off the point, and essentially wide open to a wide open net.
Yep, can't let that happen.
I can't. There's no excuse for tonight's loss. Blame goes everywhere. I don't care. Boom, 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 boom. Point them all over the room. If I'm Mike Yao, I'm tearing that fucking locker room apart.
I'm ripping everybody.
That's an unacceptable loss.
Yeah,
you're up 2 going into the third period. All you had to do was play tight defense and maybe get one more goal. You spent most of the period in your end. How many times have we gone over this? You win hockey games in the offensive zone. You don't necessarily need to put pucks on net, but you waste time in the offensive zone. Time on attack wins you hockey games. Less time in the defensive zone. At some point, the Penguins are going to get one through. They got 2 through in 18 seconds. One was a terrible, terrible goal. Love you, Jimmy. I thought the other one was even worse.
Yeah.
I thought the other one was even worse. Like, I understand that this team isn't playing up to par, and I understand there's a lot of holes on this roster now. Now that we're actually seeing where this team is, what this team is, it's unacceptable. You had a 2-goal lead against a rival. Quite possibly Giroux's last time playing the Penguins in a Flyers uniform. He has a goal. He steps up. He played well. Provy played well. Lawton had a great game. Lawton usually does have a great game. Yandel turned over the puck so many freaking times, it's not even funny. We love you too, Jimmy. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in the next year or two, Carter Hart says, hey, I went out. I want to go play for a fucking winner.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being left hung out to dry by this defense in front of me. It's getting to the point where it's just a flat out joke. This team is a flat out joke. You had the lead. All you had to do was sustain pressure in the offensive zone. It's not that fucking hard. And you let Pittsburgh back into it, and you lose in overtime. First of all, where was the urgency after the game was tied to get that go-ahead goal? There was none. There was only a couple players. I've said this at the beginning of the show. There's only a few players that give you that energy night in and night out. And they're third and fourth line players plus Giroux. Where's Konechny? Nowhere to be found. Did he even have a shot tonight?
No.
Did he have a hit tonight?
No.
Where was the physicality? Gone. Nowhere. To Rob's point, and I'm going to say this again, this team is soft.
Yep.
You're right. I can't disagree with what you're saying. What you're saying is true. This Flyers team is pathetic. That soft doesn't even cover it. Pathetic, abysmal. We can go into the multiple syllable words of just how atrocious this Flyers team is this year. And Ed, thank you very much, by the way, for the sub. We appreciate it, brother.
We appreciate you, Ed. Welcome to the family.
And Joe's saying, with the Sixers down by 50 and the Flyers losing their 100th in a row and the Phillies wasting Harper's career and the Eagles being the Eagles, I feel like Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty. Hashtag existence is pain.
I wish we got that reference. I never got into Rick and Morty. I hear great things about the show. I just never got into it.
I got positive vibes, with the Harden buzz for the Sixers.
Yeah,
and it's a good setup. That. Like they're if you think about it now, it's the perfect ad for the Sixers. From what little I know of basketball.
Well, Rob, if you guys follow any of the social medias, IG or Facebook, Twitter, all that other fun stuff, if you don't hit that they've posted a bunch of stuff since he got to Philly. This dude is stretching with a smile on his face. In Houston, he wanted to come right to Philly. Obviously, that didn't happen. But he got here. He wants to be here. That attitude right there is going to help turn this team around. It's going to create buzz. This city's already buzzing for the Sixers now. And the dude hasn't even stepped on the court.
DB says
stepped on the court yet. He was buzzing before they even traded for him.
DB says Sixers are losing by 50, by the way. Harden is going to get fat again and ask for a trade.
Oh, stop it.
Then he says, we're now going to call getting fat to get out of a relationship the Harden. Well done, DB. And we'll probably do a trade deadline show when it gets closer. Because we're still a few weeks out from it. But
I'm getting mad because I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about ATD. I'm passionate about covering the Flyers.
No, we've all been furious with them this year. We've all gone on rants. Rob's gone on rants. I've gone on rants. Yeah, what a shock. And now you've gone on a rant. The thing is, it's like there's a reason why this team has failed at every single aspect of the game in terms of holding a lead or even getting a lead and being able to sustain any kind of offensive pressure and hell, even being able to play consistent defense. Every single aspect of the game they failed at.
Sorry to jump in, Maddie. So the trade deadline's a Monday. It's Monday, March 21st, right? So a little more than a month away, right? I don't know what your guys' schedules are looking like. Maybe we could switch that week and do like a 3 o'clock show, like leading up to the deadline, especially, if a deal, like a major deal like for G hasn't been done or even if it hasn't, you know what I mean? Covering the whole league, you know what I mean? Fuck it,
Let's do it. I mean, I'm about it. We can talk about it, plan it out, and make it work. Talk to Tommy. I don't think any shows go off on Monday afternoon until 5 o'clock. That's Monday Morning Quarterback, where you can catch Tommy Arnone and Ryan Brodo, who was in the chat earlier.
Right. I was going to say it would probably be around that time that they might be doing that, but with the NFL season concluding, I'm not sure where that stood.
Yeah, no, I'm all about it. I can probably switch days of work, and that could be doable.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I'd be totally down for
I'm
that.
about it. Let's do it.
I'm totally down for
happen.
this. Yeah.
360 Crusader. The Flyers blow, but
Yeah.
it's just the buzz of the city right now. Everybody's buzzing for the NBA. Everybody's buzzing for the Sixers.
Well, they have every reason to. The Sixers are the better team, and they're doing better. They just got Harden, so
Hold on, real quick,
they're making big moves too.
Hold on. Adrian Dater, Avalanche Insider, says, I'm told that Claude Giroux has made it known to the Flyers, Chuck Fletcher, that Colorado is where he wants to go. If somehow it doesn't work out, Minnesota and St. Louis would be it. So apparently he has had that conversation with Chuck Fletcher that he does want out.
And they said, bring on Eklund. He's in the area.
Why not?
But that's what you get from that tweet that he's saying he wants out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. See, maybe I'm not reading into it like that. I'm just saying, like, to me, it just sounds like lists of teams that he'd be willing to go to. That's kind of how, like, I read it.
Yeah, I see that, but I mean, if he really didn't want that trade, I don't think he would have given the list.
He wouldn't have been talking about it at all.
Yeah.
I get your point. I think ultimately it's what's good for the club, and he's getting that now more as the hope of the playoffs gets further and further, and it's out of reach. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, right? But what I like about it is that he didn't just say one team; he mentioned three. Mm-hmm. So he can get those motherfuckers in a bidding war and drive up the price for his Flyers. Again, looking out for the city of Philadelphia, a city that he wore the jersey for 15 years proud, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ton of success for this organization, ton of accolades to go with the organization. You know, his play right now is only adding to the trade value. You get Minnesota, you get St. Louis, and you get Colorado in a bidding war. Bro, there's good players in all three organizations. There's good young players in all three organizations, and I'm sure they would all be willing to give up at least a first-round pick to go with some of those players.
Sure.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
Dan.
Just time out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Marco Rossi's in Minnesota. Ryan O'Rourke is in Minnesota.
There are options. There are options.
Two really good players coming out of their draft, and they see Ryan O'Rourke as a future captain.
I like that. I like both of those players.
I was a big fan of Marco Rossi.
Rossi's a good goal scorer.
Yeah, he's a good goal scorer. He's very creative with the puck. He's got great vision. He can dish. He can skate. He can do it all. He was projected a top 5. I think he fell out of the top 5. I think he wound up going, 7th or 8th to Minnesota? He still wound up being a top 10 player.
Yeah.
In the draft.
Dan was saying, wait, so you guys weren't watching the CONCACAF Champions League? No. We were hoping and praying that the Flyers would actually win a game.
I enlarged my screen so I could try to see his face in the profile picture. Is this Danhausen?
It might be.
It might be Danhausen.
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now, like as much as I hate soccer, I think I would rather watch soccer than watch the Flyers at this point.
The DB saying this whole Flyers team is going to get blown up. I would be selling harder than the Habs. I would too, honestly. But unfortunately, there are some contracts you can't
points
move.
here. Kinky, I mean, we were all thinking the same thing during the offseason. We thought that was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and injuries have hurt. But at the same in that same breath, the lack of depth on this team has really hurt.
Get what I did there. You put that in at the end with a smiley face, but no one has heart but Carter.
And I do agree with that, but you're seeing more guys that aren't well-known guys that aren't top 6 type players. I don't see any other guys really bringing that same energy as a Claude Giroux, as a Scotty Lawton, as a Zach McEwen, as Willem, Jerry Mayhew. Like those guys, they brought it every night and they left everything they had on the ice. There's 7 other players on the ice on the offensive side at least. That doesn't give you everything that they got.
Yeah, they're just there. Really sad. Dan saying, Brian, why are you getting mad? You got the Duckies. Rob, what were you gonna say?
I'm looking at Carter's save percentage from this game, sitting at 853. I'm just like, do you try to move Jones and start and bring up Felix Sandstrom and seeing what you got there too?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. If that's what they do, that's what they do. They bring up Sandstrom and see what you got there.
Because you only signed Jones for 1 year, so you could essentially do it. I mean, it's not like you're worried about this season in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'd be open to it.
I mean, rumor has it if you don't pull a Claude Giroux deal in Colorado's apparently in the market for another goaltender.
You can give them Jones, and then, like you said, Rob, you can essentially just bring up Sandstrom and see what you got. You know,
There's the deal: Giroux and Jones for Newhook, JT Comper, and 2 picks.
I get behind that. I can get behind that.
That's
one of picks being a first rounder. Maybe next year, first round.
Yeah,
I'm with that. I think you could get Rossi for Giroux, but it has to be a part of a package.
Right.
And I think you have to have a package going both ways. I mean, Rossi, I don't even think it's touched the NHL level yet. It took Nico Sturm a little while to get up there. I think Marco Rossi's better than Nico Sturm. Way better. I think in the right deal, I think it could happen. I think you can get it done. Dan, be safe, bro. Seriously.
Dan, take it easy. And he's basically saying, "Go Canada for the gold medal."
If I can get Marco Rossi in a Giroux deal, don't give me a first. I'll take a third. Give me a second and a third, or give me 2/3. I don't need a first. Give me Marco Rossi. We don't talk first. Give me Ryan O'Rourke. I still want a first, but
right,
not as much because you're getting a good young defensive guy who, let's be real, he's gonna quarterback a power play. He's gonna be somebody's captain in the future. Ryan O'Rourke is that good. He's that talented. Right. I think Giroux can snag a player like that, a prospect like that. But I think the return is going to be less for a player like that. And I'd be okay with that because of the caliber potential, the elite potential coming out of one of those two players. So, like I said, give me a second round in Rossi. I'll give you Giroux straight up. Give me Ryan O'Rourke and a third. Give me Ryan O'Rourke and a second. I would even sit here and I'd try and pull first with Ryan O'Rourke for Giroux.
Anthony's saying if you get Rossi, you'll need players around him.
True, but in that same breath, it's already a passing team as it is. Rossi's a shooter.
DB saying
so that
Rossi
benefits Rossi already.
Well, DB was saying Rossi was a first-round pick, though. You would have to unload a first with Giroux, which would be dumb with the prospects in this draft.
I agree with that, but in that same breath, again, Minnesota's pushing for a cup. I think they'd be willing to, and if they can get Giroux re-signed, I think it's a bigger win for them.
Yeah, I was just about to jump in and say that you'd have to do this where the team talks to Giroux and saying, like, get almost a handshake agreement that he's going to resign there and not like go right back to, Flyers or whomever, wherever he wants. If they're going to give up that amount of talent, that'd be a big, big factor there.
Yeah.
Little
and
known
offer
fact.
A little bit extra in too to sweeten the deal to send to Minnesota to get the kid. I mean, listen, I agree with DB there. Yeah, sometimes it takes a first-round pick to get a first-round pick, but with the guy of Drew's status, Drew, he's not like he's a schlub.
Cancel for Morgani. He's getting heat because apparently Morgani must have called it too.
Yo,
you can see it coming.
So negative.
He's followed the Flyers for a long time. He's seen these trends in these games, man.
I can't stand Al Morgani anymore. He's a Debbie Downer. He's Mr. Negative on everything.
He is.
It doesn't matter what it is. He nitpicks to the core. But back to Rossi and the Giroux. I'll package a little bit more to get him. I mean, I wouldn't give up at first. I'd maybe do Giroux in a second and maybe just another player and get a package of Rossi and a couple picks to come back the other way. Maybe take a larger contract off their hands to fill up some of the cap space you're going to leave open. But I mean, I'd figure he's the first guy I'm asking for if I'm Chuck Fletcher. Yo, we got Giroux. He wants to come to Minnesota. He's going to make your team better. Let's talk Marco Rossi. Let's make that deal happen. But that's just me.
That's true.
Not going to happen.
Well,
I would love it to happen. I would love it to happen.
I will say this, though. One thing we do have as an advantage going in that direction is Fletcher was the former GM of the Minnesota Wild, so there might still be some good relations between him and the organization. Yeah. So there is that I think is another part of it we didn't talk about.
I mean, the idea behind what we're talking about here in the trade deadline is to put teams over the top and get rebuilding teams into some positions to get better. That's the idea of the trade deadline. Giroux can help Minnesota get over the top, and Rossi can help the Flyers get better.
And Clinky's saying,
obviously, there's picks involved as well. Obviously, it's not going to be just Giroux for Rossi straight up.
Well, Clinky's saying, all right, boys, I'm out. Have a good night. I'll have to hop on one day and bring back the good old days. Would love to have you, Clinky. Absolutely. Then DB would say, with the Flyers trade history, we already know Giroux will be a king by the deadline.
Flyers West, going back to Flyers West days. Yeah.
I hate it, but it's possible.
We'll talked about St. Louis, too, as a possibility in past shows, whether if they were trying to move Tarasenko rather than losing him to free agency this year, or even keep him and add a piece like Giroux already to old friend Braden Shin and Craig Berube. I mean, that's a nice fit, too. So, I mean, I think that I'm not surprised that Giroux mentioned St. Louis as a, potential wishful destination. But to me, I think the deal's got to go with the Avs. I think it's going to go down with the Avs. We get two great young, players, like one like ready to play now and a prospect. Newhook, I'm a big fan of as that prospect. And JT Compher, he's good. He's a good quality NHL player. Ironically, his sister is playing for Team USA, Jesse Compher, I believe. Another, his brother, like the Kessels, you know what I mean? Matchup there. And then you get two picks to varying degrees from them. That's what I want. And Colorado's a team that's been hungry and like devastated that when they've fallen short, like the Nate McKinnon interview. You know what I mean? Like the once there, and then Giroux could be like Raymond Bourque and go to the Avs and win the cup.
Oh. And that's a good question. Like, what would happen if he does pull a Morey? But here's the thing. The situation's quite different. Drew's not disgruntled and is not sitting here saying, I'm not playing until you trade me. Or sitting here playing the I have mental illness bullshit game that he played. Giroux wants to be here. Drew wants to play for the Flyers. He wants to retire a Flyer. He loves the city. He loves the fan base. If a trade doesn't happen, if I'm Chuck Fletcher, and this is the last thing I want to say because we need to wrap this up, is I work on a deal, a team-friendly deal to keep Giroux here. Because I'm not letting that dude walk for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm under no circumstance am I letting a guy of Giroux's caliber walk for nothing. If he waits too long, maybe you don't get the deal done. You sign into a short-term deal. He's not doing anything that's hurting the team right now. It's the players around him.
Yeah.
Does he deserve to go after a cup? Absolutely, he does. He absolutely does. He deserves to have his name on a cup.
He does. He does.
But again, he's got a full no move clause. He controls his destiny.
Which is
controls
fine.
Whether or not he wants to go, where he wants to go, and if he wants to go.
And that's
which I'm
fine.
good with.
It's
good. It's a completely different situation.
Yeah.
You know, it's a you're dealing with a guy who wants to be here versus a guy who doesn't want to be here.
That's true. But we'll have to see what happens with Giroux as we move forward. Who knows? The deadline will be here in a few weeks. We'll see if a trade goes down before then or if it happens more around it. Either way, there's been a lot of talk about Giroux. Is it going to happen with the Avs? Is it going to happen with the Wild? Is it going to happen with the Blues? We'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, though, third period sponsor for that as well as OT. Fan Up. If you want to get in on fantasy sports, they do have daily NFL contests. Now, while this season is over, next season will be here before you know it. And you can always go there for you making your bets and placing everything that you need to do. And you can win great prizes. And if you sign up today and use the A2D promo code, you get 5,000 bonus points, and that's a $50 value. Just go to fanup.app. And that's where you can take all the advice from Willie Vegas and the Money Pot podcast and use it to earn yourself some of that cash. Get a little side hustle going besides the day job.
Real quick, DV, there's a bunch of young players in New York. Are we talking Rangers? Are we talking Islanders? Because the Rangers have some good young guys that won out.
They do.
Philip Cheadle is a guy on my list that I think would be really good for the Flyers. There's another defenseman. I always forget his first name, but his name is Kravtsov. He's another solid player. And then there's Capo Caco, which apparently he's on the block. Capo Caco was a top 2 pick.
I'd take Kaka. I definitely I mean, I like Keandre Miller, but I know I get laughed out the room like I commented to him.
Yeah, you would. He'd be like, oh, Keandre Miller, click.
Oh. All right, gents. So before we begin the shootout segment to close out the show, I want to talk to you guys about Dr. Paul Vidal. He's located in Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And if you got any aches and pains, listen, man, he's the guy to go to because you won't be feeling any aches and pains anymore. The guy just knows what he's doing. His staff knows what they're doing. Go to him. Literally, don't walk. Run. If you don't have a car. If you have a car, then, floor it to him. Just get there as soon as possible so that way your aches and pains are no longer there.
Run, Barry, run.
Appreciate you, DB, as always, brother. We wish you'd chime in a little bit more. You always bring a good good shit to the show, brother.
Absolutely. You have a good night, DB.
Appreciate you. Appreciate all the chat, all the damn.
Always.
All right, gents. So with that, it is time for us to do our shootout segment. Let's bring up the show sponsor here because
God, I need to go to Dr. Paul myself. I need to get him to stretch me out. Oh God.
He says he'll definitely be there if we do a deadline show. So if we get that going, then all right, DB, we're gonna hold you to that. We better see
We'll see what we can do about making that happen for sure. Because I think this is gonna be a big deadline for a few teams.
Yeah,
Anaheim,
definitely
LA,
for the Flyers,
Philadelphia, Vegas.
All right,
I think there's a few teams that'll be involved in the trade deadline. Very busy.
So, gents, in the shootout segment for today, start off with our player of the week.
It's kind of been a short week so far.
I'll lead off with this. I mean, I kind of look at it as the week that was, just like the NHL naming their first star. And, with all the Toffoli talk, don't sleep on another Calgary Flame, and that's the Calgary Flame in goal, and Jacob Markstrom.
Okay.
Markstrom last week alone stopped 93 of 97 shots he faced last week, and he compiled a 3-0-0 record, a 1.33 goals against average, 1 shutout to help the Flames move into second place in the Pacific Division via their 6th straight win dating back to January 29th. Now, Markstrom, he earned his league-leading 8th shutout in that game, which is 4 more than any other goaltender and 2 shy of the single-season franchise record established by Mika Kiprusoff back in the 05-06 season with 10. So 2 away from tying that. And otherwise, Markstrom's 4th in goals against on the season with a 2.12, 5th in save percentage with a 9.26, and 9th in wins with 20. I think you talked about him last show, Brian, about him being a difference maker in Calgary, and last week was the quintessential example.
Yeah, I think I got to go with. I think I got to go with Crosby because he netted his 500th tonight. That's a huge milestone for any player.
Yeah. You would.
Yeah.
And you should.
That's a big milestone, though. It's a huge milestone. So
Only 47 other players, right?
yeah,
Was
something
it
like that.
46 too?
I think. What did you say earlier, Rob? That he was one of the youngest players to hit 500.
No, I just said he was the 46th or 47th player in
Okay,
NHL history.
Yeah, I thought you said he was one of the youngest, but that's fine. Either way, it's a huge accomplishment. It's a huge milestone. So, tip my hat to Sid. I will always tip my hat to Sid. He will always have my respect for the type of player that he is, and the type of player that he's grown into be. So, Sid's my player of the week.
All right then. Yeah, that makes sense. So for me, who would I roll with? That's a good question. I'm trying to think of who. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna roll with Kopitar. Just the fact of there's a guy who was out for a long time. Many people thought yeah, that's it, done. All of a sudden, Kings start turning it back around, and all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, Kopitar's back. Not saying he ever really left, but I love what he's been doing this season. He's been killing it.
I'm so glad you brought him up, Maddie, because I wanted to talk about him before in terms of the Kings resurgence, where they weren't really a rebuild. They were like a reincarnation, but like Frankenstein brought back to life. You know what I mean? And Kopitar playing at a career level right now when he's been an all-star in this league before. A renaissance. That's the word I was trying to find. Back to you, Greg.
Absolutely.
Wait, who's Greg? He's on Sundays and Wednesdays. I wouldn't mind having Greg on the show with us.
I think that's a line from Animal House, but I forget what movie, but it was from a movie. I think it was that.
But yeah, so
May have been Animal House. I think I know what line you're talking about.
But Anze Kopitar for me, and that's player of the week. All right, so now we go on to a game of the week. Who wants to start this one off?
I can. I got a couple. What I picked from last week, prepping for the show, was I looked back at the Avs Lightning contest that went down. When was that? That was last Thursday. And I mean, talking about two powerhouse teams, like a potential, what I picked to be my Stanley Cup final last year. And it was a humdinger of a game, 2-1 after one, a goal apiece in the second, nothing in the third for Avalanche to hold on to a 3-2 lead, to hold that. Shows the defensive prowess that they're playing. Avs playing on both sides of the puck. Really, old friend Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, who, really showed up in that game defensively, strong in the third period. From some of the highlights that I was watching, I was just a really great matchup, and of course, Fazzy doing his thing, 44 saves on 47 shots in the loss. Just remarkable. Looking on the Avalanche side of things, Darcy Kemper, who's been playing well of late, put up 36 saves on 38 shots. You could even say, Brian, another game that you mentioned earlier during your Around the League segment that went down in New York today.
Oh, the Rangers and Boston?
Yeah, 2-1 with Rangers winning in the shootout.
Yeah, that's definitely a game of the week caliber type of game. I'm thinking more along the lines of a game on Friday on ESPN Plus and Hulu at 8:00. Another potential Stanley Cup matchup: the Florida Panthers versus Minnesota Wild.
Yeah,
these are two powerhouse teams. That Minnesota a little bit younger than Florida, but both teams still relatively young. and looking like they're going to be competitive for a long time. Now, the one thing that makes this a little bit more intriguing to me is could the Minnesota Wild add a centerman in the next couple days that could really put this team over the top? Now, we know these are two powerhouse teams. We know these are two teams destined for the playoffs. It's a matter of how deep do they go. Minnesota obviously playing really, really well. Both teams similar records heading into this game. Obviously, they'll be different by the time the game comes. Right now, entering that Friday game as of right now, 32-10-5 Florida, Minnesota at 30-11-3. Very two similar style of plays with these teams. Cam Talbot has been unreal since going to Minnesota. Much better defense in front of him. Jonas Brodin and Matt Dumba, who I believe is still hurt. And a couple other guys. I'm blanking on one. God, who the hell is their captain?
Who?
Minnesota.
Oh.
Defenseman.
Oh, Sutter?
No. Sutter's in Dallas.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's gone.
Spurgeon.
Oh, yeah. Spurgeon. There we go.
Spurgeon on the defensive side. On the offensive side, Ryan Hartman having a great year. Who else is still over there? Jesus Christ. They've made a lot of changes. But they're figuring out ways to score goals. They figure out ways to win games. Same thing with Florida. Florida, we saw this from them last year. But this is a really intriguing game. I'm looking forward to watching it on Friday night.
Well, speaking of Team USA hockey, a former representative of our country, Jordan Greenway, producing at a career level too for the Minnesota Wild. Might have been who you were thinking of there.
Yeah, he wasn't who I was thinking of, but yeah, he's definitely been a guy who's been producing for that team. He's having a great season. He actually, I believe he just got an extension within the last week or two for the Minnesota Wild. Jordan Greenway. Let me double check here that real quick. I'm pretty sure he just got an extension.
Cool. Well, good for him. So for my game of the week, I decided not to go the NHL route. I want to give a shout out to the Stars and the Stripes, the USA getting a victory over Canada in the men's hockey tournament. 4-2 they got the win on. So yes, I'm proud of them for that. And you know what? Young team. Very, very young U.S. hockey team here. And they go undefeated in the prelims, and they're actually looking really good. And you know what? They're not hurting. Sure, pros aren't there, but they're doing fine. So you know what? Good on them. I got to give them that. Getting a big win on Canada.
Hey, listen to this. The next 5 games for the Flyers after a tough Penguins loss tonight. Capitals on Thursday. Hurricanes next Monday. Tuesday when we're live again versus the Blues on a second day on a back-to-back. Then February 26th against the Capitals again, and then March Oilers. Good night, Gracie.
Yeah. Good God. Oh, well, it's going to be a fun time for us Flyers fans to watch. But, of course, out of obligation, we will have no choice but to watch. All right. So, gentlemen.
Yeah, I was right. January 31st, they just gave Jordan Greenway an extension through 2024-2025.
Well
nice.
Done, sir.
So, congrats to him.
So he earned that. It's about $3 million per season.
All right.
Over the next 3 years. So it's a $9 million contract. And I'm sure Dylan right now is thrilled. Calgary Flames up 3-1.
All right, gentlemen. Final 2 categories. Starting off, hot take of the week. Who wants to throw it out there?
You know what? In your spirit of going outside of the NHL, or I'll even go one further, Maddie, outside of the hockey world.
Okay.
I'll say the Super Bowl halftime show was the greatest of all time.
That's definitely.
I want to agree. I do. There's only one better. There is only one better. I want to agree with you, but there's only one better.
all time. I mean, I actually looked forward to it. I watched it rather than grabbing another drink or other extracurricular activities.
I want to agree with you, Rob, because it was a great halftime show, but Prince was still the best.
Yeah, that's not a bad play. That's not a bad call, but I mean, just for the diversity, I'll still, in terms of music that I grew up in and I liked or whatever, I mean, not saying I didn't like Prince, you know what I mean? But it was a little bit before my time. I kind of caught like the tail end of Prince. Is Prince classic? No doubt about it. But, you know.
No, for sure. And listen, that tribute to Dre was amazing. From start to finish. And, you know, there was only one thing that could have made it better, and obviously it's not going to happen, and that's having Tupac show up out of nowhere and be like, I'm here. I'm still alive. I was
back
just
from the grave.
I was just hiding.
I mean, they played all the great songs. They played all their great songs.
Well, 50 Cent just showed up out of nowhere. Nobody ever talked about 50 Cent showing up, and he wound up like having a bigger part than I think Mary J. Blige. You know what I mean? Out of the performance or whatever. I think he just showed up and he was too big and nobody wanted to tell him otherwise. You're like, oh, okay, 50. Come on.
Well, I mean, they all played one song, which is great. Parts of their one song. I mean, Snoop did. What did Snoop do? Snoop did his song with Dre off of Dr. Dre's 2001 album. They did California Love. Yeah. They did 50 Cent did his In the Club. Mary J did her big hit with Family Affair. Kendrick Lamar, I don't know a ton about Kendrick Lamar, but I mean, he was entertaining. He was probably like, for me, he was the downside. And then you had Eminem blast out his major hit. It was a win, and it was great. And anybody who's given Eminem a hard time for the kneel at the end can go fuck themselves, because that wasn't about anything that Colin Kaepernick is doing. That was the kneel for respect for Tupac.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Well, how could you get
any better, man?
How could you get the two confused? One happens during the national anthem.
Because it was the NFL.
Well, no, I get that, but
one halftime show. That's why.
Yeah, it's that is really dumb.
And even if that's what he was doing, and it wasn't, you're 1,000,000% right, Brian. But even if that was what he was doing, why? What's the wrong with showing solidarity with your brothers, like someone that helped make you in the music business or whatever, right? Yeah. And like supporting each other, like people need to get off social media. Like I wish social media would implode, except for our channels.
Yeah,
I'm about that.
Is that too much to ask?
That's
my new hot take of the week.
That's awesome. I like that. But I agree. The halftime show was amazing. I loved every second of it. Even Kendrick Lamar, and I don't know anything about him. Kendrick Lamar was great.
I like Kendrick.
Don's heading out. Bye, Don. Take it easy, brother.
Peace, buddy.
My hot take of the week. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. He gave his three teams. I say Drew gets traded by our next show.
By our next show. Wow. Okay.
I think Drew gets traded by our next show.
All right. Gotcha.
I think that's a massive hot take, because this is going to be a deal that you don't rush.
Yeah.
I think Drew gave his three teams, said, okay, here, Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis. I think he's traded by our next show.
I like that, because the conjecture has been that it's not imminent. I like that in terms of being a hot take, but that's not with the setup that you gave. That's not how I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going to go with that he lands on a fourth team not mentioned. That's where I thought you were going with that.
Nope.
The Kings.
Keep you on your toes, Robbie. Come on, man. You know better.
Yeah, I like that. No, that's good. That's a good take. I like that take.
All right. So my hot take for the week is I believe that the Tampa Bay Lightning will still three-peat. I'm going to still own that. Fuck it. I don't give a shit.
You sticking with it?
Yeah.
BT Dub. Alex Ovechkin reaches the 30-goal plateau for the 16th consecutive year in a row.
Wow.
One shy from the league record.
Nice. All right, guys. So our final thing for the shootout, close out with something positive. Favorite Flyers Penguins moment, and then we send this one off into the sunset. And I'll start with mine. Mine is pretty straightforward. Giroux putting Crosby on his ass and scoring a goal, and the Flyers go on to win that series in 2012. Probably my favorite Penguins moment.
The shift.
Yeah, you gotta respect a shift by Richie.
That's true. That's a good one too.
For me though, same playoff series. I think it was actually the same game, Maddie. Peter Laviolette and Dan Bosma on the board sitting there yelling at each other.
That was that was a regular season game. It was the end of the season.
Yep. Oh, you're right. But that was still 2012.
It was
towards
same
the
year.
It was same season. Towards the end, it was after what's his name? It was Danny B. He got hit in the center of open ice, and Bosma put on the fourth line. Joe Vitale, that's his name.
Yes.
Joe Vitale freaking just put out Danny B on his ass and shit like that. It got heated. Yeah, they were stepping into the penalty box. I remember that shit.
Yeah, they were up.
He
on
called
the
him
benches
gutless.
and...
He called Bosma gutless. I love it.
Yeah, no, it was great. Stephen A. Smith, probably not the Stephen A. Smith, which is probably better for you because I don't like him. Flyers suck. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I can't argue with it though. All right.
Let's wrap it up. Let's go.
All right, gents. So to finish off, we have our show sponsor to close out this bad boy, and that
Can
is
I
Body.
get mine, please?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
We lost track. No worries. Because I did talk. I always talk during your guys' segments and my own segments. Tell me to shut up. You got to start muting me, Maddie. You can't talk Flyers Penguins without talking about the 5 overtime marathon in 2000.
Oh yeah,
Creams. You know what I mean? Game 4 Eastern Conference. In case you're too young and you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Premu tied the series at 2 games apiece, and that huge win propelled the Flyers to win the next 2 games in the series 4-2. What I think at the time for a while up until that 5 OT game with Columbus and the Lightning, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Did they just do that recently?
Yeah. That was game 1 of the final, the quarterfinals 2 years ago, the bubble year.
Yeah,
right. The bubble year, they beat the Flyers record, didn't they, or no?
No, I think
they
fell,
beat it. They didn't get there, but they got to the
fell
fifth.
shy by like a few minutes. They fell shy by.
Oh well, then it's still the longest game in NHL history. So that when you talk about Flyers Pens, you got to talk about that game for sure.
Yeah, they didn't miss it by much, but they got to the 5th overtime, and Tampa Bay won that on a Braden Point goal. Not even 5 minutes into the period.
Yep.
I did love that too. The NHL put the moniker up. Sorry if you had plans tonight, which was very well done by them.
I was listening to that game on. I was listening to that game on my phone at work, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, "Wow, this game is great." My buddy's looking at me. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm listening to a hockey game." What hockey game? It's the fucking Stanley Cup playoffs, bro. Like, what do you mean, what hockey game?
What hockey game?
He's like, he's like, bro, I don't watch hockey. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you? You better wise up, boy. Yo, if you want to work with me, you better start getting into hockey. He's like, he looked at me. He's like, you're weird. I'm like, yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh, well. And no one said us puckheads were normal. Anyway, with that...
hockey fans are a special breed.
Yeah. With that, ladies and gents, we will bid everyone adieu. For the fan that is still here, we thank you for sticking around, and we thank you to everyone who is not here right now because we know they'll be back next week. So love you guys. And, so next week we will have a game to give live reactions to. And Rob, who was that again that we were going to be battling next week on the show?
Louis Blues, I believe. St. Louis Blues. Yeah, I think we play Lightning and then the Blues in back-to-back games.
All right.
Yeah, we got the Blues on the 22nd, which I believe is the next Tuesday that we're on.
Yep, it is. All right, so St. Louis Blues next week against the Flyers, one of the teams that Giroux.
Hurricanes.
It's the Hurricanes.
It's the Hurricanes on Monday and then the Blues on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the teams that Giroux ironically
taking L's all night fucking long.
Just put my own hand there. Yeah. Oh.
Oh man, I got an afternoon game I got to worry about on the 20th on Sunday.
What, the Ducks play someone?
No, the freaking Hurricanes.
Oh.
My company sponsors them, and everybody comes out for the fucking Hurricanes.
I see.
And they're playing Pittsburgh. It's gonna hurt my brain on Sunday. And I thought it was gonna be a
that's
break.
a big game. So, all right, guys.
That's gonna suck.
We will see you next week right here on A2DRadio.com. Flyers and Blues, one of the teams that Giroux mentioned, ironically. We'll see if the Flyers can win. We'll see. But until then,
just go home with the St. Louis Blues on next Tuesday. We'll see.
I was about to say, is he going to be playing the Flyers, or is he going to be playing for the Flyers, or is he going to be playing the Flyers?
Yeah, that's true. That's
the question.
That's an interesting thing to think about. We'll leave that to be homework for you guys. You can hand it in on the day before the game, and we'll ignore it. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week right here on A2DRadio.com. Peace and love, everyone.